Greetings and salutations, and welcome one and all once again to Dragon Kitchen, a cosmic culinary conquest where we invite chefs from across the multiverse to face off in glorious battle as they strive to reach the illustrious title of Dragon Chef. Today we have not one competitor, but three that will be vying for the title as we pit not two individuals together, but two entirely different places across the multiverse. Two places I think you may find very familiar in the realms of Tick and or Talk. Now, before we of course get to the deep nitty-gritty of our contest, we have some people to thank, starting of course with our sponsor, Hero Forge. If you wish to forge your own heroes across your own multiverses, then go to heroforge.com and make yourself one of these incredible champions, whether or not you wish to have them for your digital games, or if you want to create them for perhaps your tabletop. Paint them, have them colored, or even have them made into 2D standees, whatever it is. Go check out Hero Forge and forge your own legend today. Now, speaking of legends, our first competitor is a legend, of course, in many circles. But not just one legend, but two, as we introduce to you not one owner, but two from the Smoking Barrel. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, young and old, may I present to you from the Smoking Barrel, Elwin and Porter!
Well, hello!
Hail, howdy, and well met, friends!
We are here, and we're excited to be here.
That's right. We're excited to cook. We do a lot of that over at the Smoking Barrel, but we also use this as an opportunity to break free from the children.
Mm-hmm. Which is, very much needed nowadays.
We left them with mom, so they're in good hands.
They're okay.
But this is a great opportunity, my friends.
So we're happy to be here.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it is glorious to have you here at the Dragon Kitchen. And, of course, a very special hello and welcome to Mom and the young ones as well. Of course, Dragon Kitchen is for all people, young and old. But, of course, another competitor against the Smoking Barrel is another that delights both young and old. May I present to you, from all the way at the Moon Keep, blessed by the goddess herself, Felix of the Moon Keep.
Hello there, my friends. It is I, Felix, of course, all the way from the Moon Keep, or kind of within the Moon Keep still, to face off against my wonderful friends, which this is our first competition against each other. And this will be a lot of fun to go against Porter and Elwin. It will be kind of hard because we are good friends, though. But all in the good spirit. Hopefully this is going to be a good show for you all.
Of course, and what's a few good deaths between friends? Allow us to now take to the main stage as we welcome all of our competitors. Yes, hello, greetings, and well met.
I'm a little bit nervous, I admit, to go against Felix, my dear, but I think he'll be fine. Friendly competition.
Friendly
right?
competition.
Of course.
Friendly competition.
Of course, the friendliest of competitions. Now, for those of you who have not yet graced the halls and kitchens of the Dragon Kitchen, allow me to go through the rules. The first of which is, the rules are a little bit laxed. We had an HR problem and some of the gremlins have gotten out. We still haven't found the missing femur belonging to said goblin, but if you do find it during today's session, please hand it to your nearest kitchen ninja. Now, first and foremost, the Dragon Kitchen contest consists of 3 rounds, the first of which our heroes will be battling against a creature from myth and legend, taking and salvaging what they can from this creature in order to try and create 3 meals, 3 courses that will be presented to you, our lovely audience judges, for you to decide who is truly worthy of the Dragon Chef title. Now, these meals shall be a starter, a main, and a dessert, with extra points awarded to any sides or drinks that accompany your meal well. And I see that Porter has already begun his very much. What are you drinking, Porter?
This is my very own milk and honey mead. When you drink it and you fill it out, you always have your pinky out. That's what I like to say.
Amazing. And Felix, what about yourself? What fills your tankard as we prepare for battle?
Well, one of our lovely brewers here in the Moonkeep, has created this kind of very dark stout called Dragon's Milk. And it's quite good. I have to be very careful with it, though.
Fair. One must always take care with when entering into anything that has earned the title of dragons, for sure. Elwyn, what about you? Are you enjoying any libations this evening?
I am myself. I am also enjoying a good old milk and honey mead. So
Amazing.
usually I stick to my elderberry, but today we switched it up.
Oh, well,
Special occasion.
well, I'm honored. As this is, of course, the special occasion. Now, without any further ado, I feel as though we have now passed through enough time that we shall find out and reveal to you, for the first time, our secret ingredient for today. Get yourself a dragon turtle. I would be careful if I were you. The dragon turtle's name was Wayland. Despite its elusive nature, often being disguised as islands in the distance, this creature is actually well sought after for hunters for its succulent meat and vitamin-rich blood. According to legend, soup made from dragon turtle is supposed to have curative properties. If made with herbs and vegetables found growing on the back of these dragon turtles, it can cure blood-borne diseases and anemia. When cooked inside of its shell, some say that it unlocks magical properties. In the deepest, darkest depths of the ocean, the pressure condenses all of those succulent flavors directly into the meat, in particular, its hard shell. If you can make cookware and cutlery with the shell, you can elevate your dish to an entirely new level. That is, of course, if you make it back to shore to enjoy your meal before your ship becomes one. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dragon turtle is going to be our secret ingredient of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, are you excited for this ingredient?
Yeah.
Yeah, we know how much Porter loves boats.
Gonna be okay.
So that will be great fun. We can figure it out.
Sure.
Master Felix?
I don't know how you expect me to fight that, but I suppose we'll find out.
Well, it is an excellent question. As you know, Dragon Kitchen is all about fairness, sometimes. And of course, we would never put such a creature up against a single individual. No, not without at least some measure of advantage. So, if you check your jacket pockets, Felix, you will find yourself a very special device. This is the Wand of Summonings. Now, among it, you will find that this wand will procure an adventurer from far and distant lands in order to perform a single feat or act of your choosing. This individual could be someone specific or someone completely at random. You decide exactly who, what, or which parameters it fits, and they are there to be beckoned to help. You have 3 charges within that wand, so use them wisely, for you can use them at any point during today's competition. All right. With that being said, players, are you ready?
Yes.
Ready. Oh, Porter, are you okay?
I'm ready.
Sweetheart.
Then let us.
Yes.
Let's go. Then let us take to the seas. Our scene begins in a rainy storm. The choppy waves cause the entire vessel you are now aboard to buckle and wane. It shifts and moves with its weight as the winds tear through the sails at half-mast. You can hear the sounds of the crew, a group of rather scabby-looking goblins that yell across the bow, "Hold fast! Hold fast! They're supposed to be here soon!" As light beckons from the sky and we see 3 figures emerge from the light. We see Porter, Elwyn, and of course Felix, taking position aboard this vessel. The goblin approaches each of you and says, "All right, welcome aboard. This is called the Last Gambit. It's a very unfortunate name. I realize right now when I agreed to help out. Also, hi, Mom. Now, There are cannons down below that you can use. It is filled with all sorts of spices because this was a spice vessel. You can also find a great assortment of different types of ales and alcohols. You then turn as you suddenly hear... Okay, yeah, that's our cue. Good luck, have fun. There's a magic enchantment that's gonna keep you steady for as long as possible. But if you lose the ship, don't worry. They said that's what I needed to tell you. And you watch as he quickly runs to the port side of the ship, where every single member of the goblin crew has now gathered onto a lifeboat and begin to row away very quickly.
That's comforting.
Well, at least they're safe, I guess.
And I'm glad it wasn't your stomach, but maybe.
Usually that sound comes from my body.
All right, so to begin, you have an opening round of combat where you guys will be able to prepare anything on the main deck and move around this ship freely before you are approached by these dragon turtles.
Okay.
Let's
So,
see.
where are we? I am going to... Is that me up at the top right?
Yes. So right now, this is just a rough placement. So you got, so
Okay,
right now,
fantastic.
Element and Porter, you are currently at the forward of the ship at the bow, and Felix, you are at the aft on the starboard side. If anyone has any trouble with nautical terms, please let me know, because I will make fun of you.
No, oh no.
Of course not.
Well, look, here's an easy way. Porter wants to leave the ship, and once he leaves the ship, he has left, which means port is on the left side of the ship.
Well, I'll always know where the port is then. That'll
There
be
you go.
good.
Potty.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll be doing that there too.
Okay.
What do they call it? A poop deck?
Felix.
What do I see on the deck? What is there available to me? Is there like a harpoon? Is there any other sort of accoutrement?
Looking
fishing?
around, you find there is a number of different materials that would be used for fishing in common. First of all, you obviously see several small mounted cannons. These are kind of like hand cannon size, so not like your full-blown ones that need to be strapped to the railing, but more just ones that have been like sort of screwed in and nailed to the various support areas. It has a mixture of different things that can be loaded into it, from grape shot to harpoons to even cannonballs of a reasonable size. You can also see that there is plenty of rope. There are plenty of crossbow bolts and harpoons and the like. You also see that there is something quite interesting in like a small chest nearby. As you see this small wooden kind of structure, it simply says flavor.
That's the first thing I do. I'd like to go open the chest. I'd like to know what all is at my disposal.
Flipping open the chest, you immediately gaze at a chest, which, by the way, is also on the forward side of the ship, with a series of flavor explosives, each of which has a very, very distinct aroma and flavor that will be applied liberally when detonated in or around a particular creature. Now, for the mechanics of this, for a successful strike, you need to be able to hit the creature. If you hit the shell, unfortunately, the flavor bomb will be ineffective. If you, however, hit the fins, head, or legs of the dragon turtle, then you're fine.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. And then they said that there was down below.
There is
will
more
find,
stuff
like,
down below
different-
as well. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll take a swift move over to Porter and Elowen real quick.
I am going to run downstairs into the underneath and start flipping open boxes, looking for butter that I can grab a blob and then grab some different herbs and start mixing that together to make butter bombs.
Beautiful, I love it. Please make a perception check as you head down and begin to search through the hole. Also, we have 2 donations that have already come in. One of which is our secret menu item. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much to our lovely audience for that one. We'll deal with that in a brief period. All right. And we also have a $20 donation from the incredible McClover, who has decided to tip his hero points to Felix from the Moonkeep. Felix, you now have 2 hero points. These can be used to do the following. You can roll with advantage on a roll of your choice. You can stave off a killing blow. You can force yourself to reroll, or you can petition the Dragon Kitchen Game Master for something that isn't necessarily in the rules.
All right. Thank you, McClover.
All right. So, what do we get for our perception?
So I got a 14.
14, nice. With a 14, you do find plenty of butter. You're spoiled for choices. There are different types, different salts, different like goat's milk, bison milk. You think you even see Gorgon's milk butter, and you also see a variety of herbs that suit your recipe. There's nothing that outrightly kind of stands out as like a special ingredient here, but you are able to make your butter bombs pretty quickly. However,
Perfect.
the dragon turtle approaches. Porter, how about yourself?
So Porter is going to walk to the front. Is that the front of the ship that we're facing?
Mhm.
Where the pointy part is?
Yep, the bow.
Okay. The bow. Take a bow. That's how I remember that.
That's it.
So Porter is going to pull out a little box from his back pocket and open it, and he's going to pull out an oven mitt, and he's going to place it on his hand, and he's going to flick it, and then a cast iron pan's going to come out of it. As he does, he walks over to the chest that's just on the front right there, right? Just near the bow.
Yep,
Is that
yep.
where it is?
Yep, just on
So
the
he's
front.
going to open it up. He's going to open it up, and he is going to look for specific spices, particularly cumin or chili powder, if possible. Maybe paprika.
Sorry, you said cumin, right? Good, excellent. Yeah, no, put it away. You see this goblin walk. You see this kind of stage ninja, which is a gremlin with fur behind its ear, with a little jar that says human powder, and he runs away. But yes,
weird.
indeed, you see inside is some cumin and a few other assorted spices that are all there in the form of like what looks to be kind of these cloth grenades.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll grab a handful of the few, and I will attempt to toss one in the air and swing it with my cast iron pan, smacking it towards the beast.
Well, the beast hasn't arrived just yet, but you do have yourself
not close
armed
yet.
and loaded. No. This is just the preamble.
Okay, I have one. I have one in the one hand and the pan in the other. That's what we'll do.
All right. Now, we do have another donation, which eluded me, but it is a $20 donation from Lisa, who has given a hero point to both teams, with both having favor from our illustrious audience. So thank you, Lisa. And both Smoking Barrel and Moonkeep have been afforded another hero point.
Thank you.
Remind me
Lisa.
what the hero point does.
The hero point can be used to roll with advantage, stave off a killing blow, petition the GM for something that may not necessarily be in the rules, or to re-roll a failed check.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. We love you.
All right. At this point, the waves go still. Only the rain pours down from above. You suddenly see in the distance, as the water begins to separate, as a shape breaches that surface, that grows larger and larger, almost to the size of a mountain, as rising up from below, you can see what looks to be a massive shape of a turtle's shell. As thunder cracks overhead, you watch as this head rises and opens its snapping jaw, lightning almost channeling through its shell. Let's roll initiative, shall we?
Oh. 16.
16. Very nice. All right.
Also 16.
All right. Who has got the higher initiative? Oh, sorry, higher dexterity.
Higher dexterity. +4.
I have 16 for dexterity.
Okay.
Mine is 18.
Wait, did you all get six? Did you all get 16?
I got an 18. I rolled an 18.
No, that's fine. It's just to determine who goes first between Felix and Elowin. Okay. The dragon turtles, though they are big and mighty, they are not fast, meaning that as they approach, you will get to go in the following order. Porter, then Elowin, then Felix, and then the dragon turtles each. All right. Porter, you're up first. You can place yourself anywhere on the boat as your starting location, but that is where the two turtles are going to be coming in.
You may need to move me. I don't have access to the...
That's okay. Just describe where you'd like to be.
So I want to move as close to the edge of the ship. That's the closest point to the turtle itself. It looks like he's pretty close.
Right there.
How far away from the ship would you say this turtle is?
At current, it is 60 foot away and closing fast.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna run towards the edge, and I'm gonna toss these spices in the air and swing my pan at it to blast him right in the face.
All right, very well. Let's make a ranged attack as you strike at this spice bomb that begins to sail through the storm. Now, this will be a disadvantage from the storm itself as the winds and the rain continue to pelt down upon you.
All right.
However, you can counter it with a hero point.
Let's see. So that roll is a 16.
A 16. As the 16 as it flies through the air, unfortunately, it does not manage to find purchase. The wind has carried it just a little too far, and the dragon turtle does not get struck by the spice bomb you've just launched.
As a free action, Porter curses at the wind.
Very well. Roll me a percentage, please.
All right. This is not my first rodeo here. 88.
An 88. Thankfully, fortune favors you, and as you cuss out the wind spirit here happens to be a little bit timid. You actually realize that the wind has slowed a little as you've yelled.
That's right. I point at it as a disapproving father look. Kind of, you know.
Oh yeah. No, the wind has slowly died down, meaning that both Elowin and Felix will not suffer the penalties of the strong wind.
That's right. Those are my friends.
Thanks, Dad.
No problem, son.
This then leads us to Elowin.
So what I am going to do down in underneath is there. Let's see. Can you show me the full map, please?
Of course.
Okay. So I want to, since I am down in that area, are the cannons in the way where the hole is? Are they up in the hole, or are they pulled back a little bit?
They're pulled back, but there's a rope that ties them, that affixes them to the wall, so they can be pushed quite easily up against the porthole if need be.
I think what I am actually going to do is I'm going to pull out my bow, and I'm going to shoot through the hole into kind of where the shell kind of comes down over the shoulder, but the legs are exposed. Kind of shoot right up there. How far underwater is he still?
He is pretty much, I want to say like a quarter of the actual turtle is exposed. It's actually raising its head to look above the water, and only its eyes are kind of like peering out at the moment.
Okay. So just its eyeballs. Okay, in that case, can I run back upstairs as I'm loading one of my arrows with this butter bomb? I want to come up near Porter and shoot downwards into kind of where the shell and the neck meet.
All right, very nice. Drawing forth your bow, you pull it back as the bowstring groans. Let's make that ranged attack. no penalty here as the wind carries your arrow till it finds purchase.
$23 to hit.
A 23 will hit. You find it square in the neck space between the head and shell. The soft flesh penetrated with your buttery arrow. For how much damage?
Damage is... Oh, I should have grabbed that. 7.
7 points of damage. Very well. The dragon turtle lets loose this kind of groaning noise from deep within its belly. It did not appreciate that. But that is your move action and your standard. I'm going to say a bonus action to apply that butter bomb there. But you have effectively buttered up this turtle. As we then turn to Felix and the second, which encroaches on the ship.
Okay, so how close is the second from the ship?
How close is it? This one is only 30 foot away.
Only 30 feet away. Okay. I am going to go to the spice box.
Yep.
I'm going to be looking for very prominent flavors. Lemongrass, Thai chili peppers, Szechuan peppers, garlic, peppercorns. Sorry, Szechuan peppercorns and garlic. Of course, salt and white peppercorns and all these wonderful flavors that all kind of mix together for a very spicy yet kind of lemony kind of flavor. I'm going to be going for all of these spices, and I'm going to gather them in a bucket that I have found at my feet.
All right. You gather up the spices and begin to do the mix. As this happens, make a perception check for me.
Perception check. That would be 4.
A 4. All right. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh no. Okay. All right. It's a good thing my dexterity is not that great. Never mind. Except that's a 16 on the die, so 19.
Nice. All right. You very narrowly avoid what looks to be a spray of peppercorn directly into your face. Immediately, standing in front of you, about the height of maybe a small porcelain doll, is what looks to be a elemental of wind that has gathered up a variety of different spices and is now looking at you as though you have just disturbed a slumber. It seems to be trying to protect the spices and looks to you with a certain level of like, oh yeah? Come have a go if you think you're hard enough.
Listen, it's not you that I'm trying to fight. Yeah, I'm gonna reach for it.
Gonna reach for it. Let's get a persuasion check as you implore it before you try to grab at it.
Persuasion. Oh, I'm proficient in persuasion. Okay. That would be a 22.
All right. What do you ask it?
Please, let's just work things out. I need the spices that you guard.
All right. You watch as he looks to you, and he looks at his chest. He then looks at you, then looks at his chest, and you watch as he vacuums up the things that you had, voiced out, the things that you would like. I need this. I need that. He pulls it all out, and you watch as he then starts to rotate it inside of him, and places into your hand a pre-wrapped bomb of that spice mix.
Ah, perfect. It's already in a cheesecloth. Thank you.
You watch as you watch as it seems to very happily start to sway left and right.
So cute.
Are you here just guarding the box, or would you like to help harvest something that I need?
With a 22 on your persuasion check, it'll come out. You watch as it reaches down and comes back up. It has like what looks to be like kind of paprika, and it like smears it onto its face, and then pulls up like 2 star anise, like ninja stars, and it's ready.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
All right, you have an air elemental assistant, which I will add to the game. All right.
Yes. I love that. Okay.
And for the purposes of this, you may utilize the air elemental now, because it is its turn, because it beat the turtles, because they're turtles.
All right, I'm gonna tell us my plan.
Mhm.
All right. Those ninja stars that I have going there, I need you to try and tap the blood. I need to get a bucket of blood.
All right. I love that. You watch as the elemental takes the form of like kind of a medium-sized humanoid creature as it leaves the box, and it will attempt to throw out the ninja stars. All right, let's see if it does this. Oof. With an 8, unfortunately, that will not. But it does have multi-attack. So it is going to make a second attempt. Oh, and once again, unfortunately, the 2 shurikens don't manage to get through the flesh. They manage to hit the shield of the shell and bounce clean off. You watch as it gets a little bit cross, and you watch as the air suddenly starts to storm up. It starts to like kind of become grayer, and you watch as these little like motes of electricity. All right. Which brings us to...
Hold on to that, but it was no issue. You did well.
It likes you. It likes you a lot. Friend-shaped. That is what you are. All right. The giant dragon turtle near the smoking barrel charges in and towards where Porter is. The first thing it does is it swings down underneath the ship itself and rotates so that it is now upside down. It latches onto the aft of the ship and uses its tail as an anchor, dropping it down atop the actual ship itself and causing everything to lean. Oops. Stop that. There we go. So the tail kind of wraps around like that as it attempts to pull the ship down. As this happens, I need both Porter and Elwyn to make me dexterity saving throws.
Saw that one coming. Let's see here. Dexterity saving throw.
14.
17.
All right, the 2 of you grab onto the railing, and as this happens, Elwyn, you unfortunately slip with the rain not being able to hold on to you as you fall towards the forward part of the ship and over the rail. Porter, I'm going to give you another dexterity saving throw if you would like to try and save Elwyn or allow Elwyn to go for a swim.
What do you think? What do you think? We like each other? Nat 20.
Hey!
Hey! All right. You reach out, and as you do so, unfortunately, she grabs hold of the oven mitt that you currently have, and the oven mitt slips. But as this happens, Elwyn, you put on the oven mitt and you conjure a skillet, and Porter, you grab onto that skillet as you are now holding onto each other and the railing. All right. Why am I doing it that way?
Close.
For fun. All right. Now,
Again.
as this happens, you hear the sounds of the whole ship creaking and groaning. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why isn't Felix making saving throws if the whole ship is leaning that way? Well, with the second action of the other, with the first action of the other turtle, it repeats the same plan, swimming down and using its tail to grab on to the back of the ship. You then hear the sounds of wood splintering and shifting. Felix, can I get you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please?
on, buddy. 9.
A 9. All right. Unfortunately, you fall and begin to make your way downwards. Can I get you to make just roll a d20 for me, please? As you slip and begin to fall into the ocean.
8.
Oh, the air elemental reaches out to grab you in almost the exact kind of heroic way. Now, keeping in mind, you do have hero points if you want to use them. I mean, this is literally a rainy day, so I mean.
Yeah, I'll use one.
All right.
That was well-placed wording right there.
It's a
my
rainy
friend.
day indeed.
Thank you. All right. Make a reroll then.
Oh god. Okay. What am I re-rolling? Just the 20 or the dex save?
The dex save.
The dex save. Okay, that is 12.
A 12. All right, a 12 is just enough. As you reach for the elemental, you realize very quickly the elemental is an air elemental, and your hand passes straight through the thing you were supposed to grip onto. But the elemental manages to use a kind of like almost like an air suction vacuum to pull you and stop you from falling over, giving you enough time to grab onto the rail itself. For what little that is going to be helping you. There is a crack. There is a split. There is a splinter. And suddenly your ship is torn in twain. Thanks to our $100 donation from the incredible Tony Tigger, we're taking our battle underwater. So,
Oh boy.
Porter doesn't like that.
I mean,
Porter doesn't like that.
Oh boy.
oh boy.
all right.
None of us like that.
Okay, let's get our characters up on the board, shall we? Now, because you guys managed to hang on to the ship, you guys have not been flung from said ship, which is great. Oh, actually, I forgot to add my grid. One moment. Please bear with me while I very surreptitiously show you how Fantasy Grounds, my VTT of choosing, is built in such a way and how quickly I can create an entire encounter with just a few simple mouse clicks. And just like that, our battle continues and resumes from the briny depths. These maps, by the way, are also courtesy of our friends over at 2 Minute Tabletop, a freaking amazing map maker who creates a ton of these wonderful maps and makes it so that there are so many variants as well, including, of course, being underwater. So, as the ship begins to sink below the waves, air is held tightly in your lungs as you hear a voice. Yeah, don't worry, we foresaw that the dragon turtle may take this battle to a different arena, so don't you fret, don't you worry. For each and every one of you will be provided with the following spell, as each of you have water breathing and swim cast upon you. What this does is it creates a small bubble of air around your nose and mouth, which cycles fresh air into your lungs. You also notice that as you are moving, your hands and feet have developed these small, thin membranes between your fingers that allow you to move more freely. Each of you are able to move now in 3 dimensions in this battle as we continue this glorious fight. All right, but that brings us to the end of round 1, however. We return now to Porter.
Yeah, I'm gonna kindly remove that mitt from my wife's hand. She can keep the pan though if she wants. And I'm gonna venture towards this beast and try and climb on its back.
Ooh, very nice. All right. As you do so, there is no check for this, as you are now underwater. Had this been on the surface, you would have definitely had to have climbed that, but you can swim.
Hey.
It's very lanky looking. It's like a cat in water almost. But I'll make it. I'll make it. Yeah,
right.
and I'm gonna see if I can get on the shell of this thing, basically. Get on the back shell.
Super easy. A single flurried movement drags you to the top of the shell. Now, the shell itself is actually quite beautiful. On the surface, it just looks like kind of your standard turtle shell, but you actually notice that the scales themselves have this almost opalescent sheen to it that creates almost a dual tone of color that, depending on how the light reflects on it, creates a scintillating pattern of rainbow colors mixed with those kind of darker greens.
Beautiful. Porter looks at it, and he finds that it is just beautiful. For just a brief moment, he takes it in, and then he starts smacking it with his frying pan,
Whack, whack,
trying to chip away some shell.
Beautiful. Make me a strength check as you begin to chop that wood.
All right.
Oh, it's truly beautiful and majestic. Pang!
18 base. Strength check would be 21.
21. Nice.
Yep.
All right. As you take your skillet and you land a massive blow, you watch as the shell cracks and bits of smaller fragments begin to fly away. But the way that your frying pan hit, you can actually remove a decent, almost like plate-sized chunk out of the back.
And as a free action, I look and see if it hurts the turtle.
Not in the slightest.
Okay, cool. Ain't no harm done.
I mean, fair. You're here. You're hitting its armor. So I mean, all right. I'm just remembering that scene from Tangled. You know, frying pans. Who knew?
It's true though. We've got a point.
All right. So that is that. Anything with your bonus action?
My main purpose is to take a piece of this shell, so that's my main goal right there.
Sweet. You pull out that sort of shield size piece, and you have that on you now. Elwyn.
What I am going to do is I'm going to swim down to the spot that I shot the arrow into the neck, and avoid its head as I try and go around it, and then come up and pull kind of in a way that wouldn't pull it straight out. It would kind of unfortunately dig pull.
Take some flesh with it.
Yeah, we're taking some flesh with it. So
Yes, please tell us in more explicit detail how you remove an arrow from the neck of this creature. We'd like to take this moment to remind everyone that all of the creatures at Dragon Kitchen are all constructs and fabrications from magic. These aren't real creatures. At least that's what we're telling HR. Also, welcome in to our raiders from the Legends of Avantris. Welcome. Mwah, we love your faces. This is Dragon Kitchen. If you wish to know more about it, type in... Well, actually, you know what? I'll do it, because I can type it in. Kaboom! There it is. We are a cooking contest of Dungeons & Dragons. This is the Smoking Barrel, Elwyn and Porter, and as well as, of course, Felix from the Moonkeep, as they are currently embarking on a quest to try and gather what they can for the contest from these dragon turtles. Please enjoy. Now, as Elwyn grabs hold of the arrow, I need you to make a... Why is there not like some sort of vicious check? Let's go with just a strength check as you're trying to rip out a good chunk of the dragon turtle's now butterized flesh.
I love how Porter's like, I want to make sure it's okay, and she's like, yeah, I don't give a hoot about this thing. Great. That's my wife right there.
I was a hunter, thank you very much. This is in my nature. So, with 15.
15. Beautiful. You managed to take out a nice wedge-sized piece out of the turtle's neck, which you now have, and you may add that to your inventory as turtleneck. That's literally, yeah, you've got like a nice big chunk of it. It has also opened up a wound that has begun to bleed. However, it is now mixing with the salt water almost immediately, creating an almost like kind of reddish hue over the site here. So it is going to start, you know, in due time, it'll stop being somewhat concealing in nature.
Nature's Band-Aid.
All right. Felix. Oh, sorry. Was anything for your bonus action?
Ooh, can I take out a little like a little bowl that has not a bowl, like a jar with a little twisty, and like just entrap some of that blood and salt water?
Well, you didn't have a jar on you, but immediately you see a tiny gremlin with what looks to be a snorkel. You watch as he opens up this case and pulls out a jar. It is a very special type of jar. It is actually an underwater sponge. Fun fact. When harvesting creatures from underwater, using a jar will also scoop up the water itself. However, if you were to use a sponge directly upon the wound, it soaks up a majority of blood, which, once it is then filled, can then be placed into a jar, keeping it nice and fresh with minimal contamination from salt water.
Fantastic.
Which he tells you after removing his snorkel. The gremlin then drowns, and you now have a sponge.
Oh, I put him in a bag.
No!
There he goes. He floats in the bag. Yes.
My wife.
Waste not, whatnot.
That's my wife right there.
All right. You may also add gremlin corpse to
He's
your
the side dish. It's fine.
The appetizer.
Yep. We'll call it hero's salad. Okay. So, learning all of this cool stuff, as a bonus action, I'm happy to have you use the sponge to soak up the turtle blood and place it in the jar that you've got with you. All right, Felix, we're now on to you, mate.
Okay. Oh my. Okay. So the air elemental is still with me.
It is now
Yes?
kind of
No?
a it's a whirlpool elemental. So you watch this spinning torrent of water in the shape of a person.
Okay. Can I like hold my turn and give it to the water elemental to fling me over towards
Sorry,
the bleeding area
Where
where
to
Elwyn is?
fling you. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because he's a whirlpool right now, and
I love this.
it'd
Okay,
be faster
so
to
I'm
fling
going
me
to-
and then use the rest of my turn.
I love this. All right, I'm gonna give you an offer here. So a new mechanic that I've added to my games. This is just my D&D games in general, and some of you may know it, some of you don't. Is from this amazingly wooden box from our dear friends over at Wooten Forge, an Australian group of people who make amazing like D&D based wood materials out of Australian wood and leather. They also have recently started doing metallurgy and doing coin engravings. And here, before me, is the Dead Aussie Gamer Do or Die coin. So, here is my offer to you. I love this idea.
Oh no.
This is an amazing idea. I am imagining you in a whirlpool being flung towards Elwyn. However, here is how this is going to work. My offer is for the cost of a hero point, I will flip this coin. Regardless of the result, you will make it to Elwyn. If you do, you will successfully get there and be able to harvest anything you would like to. But on a die, however, unfortunately, you will be off trajectory and be launched clear into the path of destruction of this dragon turtle.
Oh, that's 50-50. That is a hefty. Okay.
Both cases,
do
you
I
will
do?
make the distance.
Do or die.
I can go the distance. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So, the air elemental now creating a whirlpool being underwater. Actually, you know what? That reminds me. Seeing as we are underwater, how about we add some underwater effects? There we go.
What?
Oh.
That's a little too distorted. Let's make it a little less distorted. There we
I
go.
was like, which was the water?
Nice. All right, there we go. All right,
Motion
now
sickness.
as as we flip this, so the air elemental grabs hold of your arm and starts to spin. Felix, you feel yourself suddenly building up those G-forces as you go round and round and round and round. You watch as the dragon turtle next to you is like, and even he's getting dizzy. As eventually you come to a point where it doesn't throw you, but it rotates, and you now realize that you are in the barrel of what is effectively a railgun, being slowly charged as you are spinning faster and faster until eventually it stops its tumultuous spin and launches. You see this stream of bubbles flying off behind Felix as you are launched unerringly towards this dragon turtle on the other side of the ship. All right, do or die time.
Felix?
Here we go. I'm gonna mute this because it's gonna make a loud
Mom,
noise.
catch me!
Mom, catch me! Catch me, Mom!
The dragon turtle's maw opens up. But as it does so, and Felix, you are heading straight for the open mouth, it winces in pain from its shoulder damage and closes its jaw in time for Felix for you to roll up its beak and catch onto and grab the turtle shell above its neck, next to where Porter happens to be wanging on it with a pan.
Hi, Dad.
I,
Pause. Hey!
All right, and because we got the do on the do or die challenge, you, my friend, get a free harvest.
This was way too stressful. Okay.
That's the only way I do my shows.
That's adventure.
Oh man, it's a good thing I do cardio. Okay. I don't have a sponge. Hey, I need a sponge.
you watch as
Talking to.
you watch as a tiny gremlin swims down, and he brings you a sponge. As you look at this sponge, it does look to be exactly the same. And he's about to open his take off his snorkel to tell you how to use it, and he then puts it back in. And he goes, and then he swims back up because he learned from the first guy. However, he was picked up by an eagle and
sorry.
did not go
I
home.
used that.
Oh no! He went to Mordor.
He did. He went to Mordor.
Yes. Yes, they do.
But we don't know that.
All right, you have the sponge, and you're going to be using it to soak up some of the blood?
Yeah, so Yes. As much as I can, harvesting it. Yes.
Beautiful. All right, your sponge fills with blood, much like the one that Elwyn had, and you have capitalized on their success, placing it into the into your receptacle. Now, this was part of your air elemental's turn. You now have your full action.
Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, all right. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. I have so much more that I can do now. Okay, so I am going to... I don't actually know what I'm going to do. I'm going to thumbs up Alwyn, and I am going to go in and I'm going to harvest some of the meat.
All right, how are you doing so?
I take my short sword and I carve out a pound of meat from where Alwyn had like ripped the arrow from.
All right, make an attack with advantage.
this turtle's having a real bad day.
He's having a very bad day.
With advantage?
With advantage, because you are going for the same spot that Elwyn's already injured, and its eyes are technically closed.
25.
With a 25, you successfully managed to carve out a nice piece of the dragon turtleneck flesh as well. You may also add this to your sheet. However, it doesn't have the same butteriness that the one that Elwyn has. It is still good eating.
That is okay. I put the blood and the turtleneck flesh with the pouch of spices that I had gathered previously, so they can start to marinate together.
Oh, beautiful. All right. So with the jar that has the sponge in it, you've sort of put the meat in there as well. It's still quite juicy, quite dripping blood as well. But then you've also emptied out the spice pouch into it. Now the great thing is because that spice pouch was kept in that baking paper, that cheese paper, it is still dry. So when you actually add it, it also helps to absorb some of that excess moisture from the salt water and the like. And this is now considered a prized ingredient. Well done. That's beautiful. All right. Which then brings us back to Porter. Oh, wait, no. It brings us to the turtles. Turtles gotta go, I guess. Oh, have I lost people? What's happening? Hello? Testing, testing. Have I disconnected? Am I still... streaming? Yep, hello? There we go, we can see Dag. Okay, hey, I've got everyone. Oh, maybe? People can see and hear me, but I think... oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh.
Nope, there we go. Alright. We're back! Okay.
Amazing.
It was amazing. All right. The world shattered for a brief moment,
That lightning.
but rest assured,
Magic.
Rest assured, everything is now as it should be. Maybe.
Maybe.
Why can't I see you guys?
We're here, we promise.
We live. We swear.
You are there. All right. Hold on. One moment while I very quickly pivot. Pivot.
I used a free turn to cast invisibility on us. I hope that's okay.
Oh, it is perfectly fine. Let me try that
It's
again.
too powerful.
All right. I don't know why that's not working, but I will adapt. In the meantime, however, we are now... oh, there we go. Ah, genius.
Ah.
We got
Howdy,
it.
y'all.
Hi.
Ah, there we go. All right. Not sure what happened there. Apparently the gremlin spirits have haunted the tech box. So we are going to go call an exorcist to go deal with that. But in the meantime, however, we have now returned back to the Dragon Turtle's turn. And the first one is going to make quick work of the individuals nearby. With a twist of its tail and its roaring, thunderous yell, it is going to...
Oh, no.
yeah. It is going to attempt to swat its tail and hit all three of our competitors. So I need
boy.
everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw. As the tail whips around.
Buh. 9.
9 is a fail. 12 is a fail.
14.
14 is also a fail.
Oh!
Yeah!
All right, each of you are the proud owner
Of death.
of 28 points of damage as you are struck by the tail of this creature. Next, I need a strength check from each of you as well. As the water begins to churn, and basically barrage your bodies, you are launched potentially backwards from the sheer strike of it as it moves.
23.
23, you are fine. Elwyn, you roll your body and twist with the wave and manage to flip over it.
13.
You do not, as Porter is sent skyward.
Whee!
14.
Felix, you are also sent skyward. The two of you have a moment where you fly and you hear the sound of the water breaching. The cool night air now caressing your skin. You look up and you see the moon in the sky peeking behind the clouds, the rain still coming down as if a cleansing wash. Felix reaches as you both then stop your ascent and begin to plummet back down with a as you hit the water. All right. Okay. So you guys are currently 60 foot above where all of the action is taking place, which may be a good thing, maybe a bad thing, because the second dragon turtle swings down and in a single bite devours the air elemental and continues its motion. Now, it hasn't killed the air elemental.
My buddy!
But what it does is you watch as the air elemental inside of it starts to freak out and starts to panic, and then it stops. It then begins to flood pepper through the nasal cavity of this dragon turtle. The dragon turtle. And Elowen, I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
That was not a good roll. Let's see.
Keeping in mind, you do have both teams have a single hero point still lined up.
That was an 8.
That's not gonna do it.
Should I use it or should I wait?
That's up to you, darling. You do what you want.
Oh no. I think I'm going to save it for cooking and go up
It's a
into
smart
the air
move.
too.
It's a very
good
smart move.
idea.
Yeah,
All right.
that's why I love.
Wait, you're in the air, so how are we talking
Oh,
right now?
that's a very smart move.
Okay. As the turtle's breath does 51 points of damage, as steam and air erupts from its mouth, the other dragon turtle is struck by this attack and is immediately angered. You could see it is just ornery. It has been hit by you. It is hit by this other turtle. It just is enraged. But as it breathes this steam out, it also breathes out the air elemental, who is now over here as well. All right, which brings us to, let's see. All right, which brings us back to the top of the round, and Porter, as you are descending back into the water.
Well, I would like to get out my. I got a Bowie knife here, and I would like to fillet a piece of meat from this creature. But also beforehand, I would like to take those lovely herbs and spices I was asking for earlier. If they're available anywhere, does anybody have some spices?
Make a perception check. Let's find out how available these spices
as
are.
You're in the
I
sky?
keep seeing these gremlins appear with thought-provoked great things.
Yeah, let's see. Perception, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That's a 15.
15. All right. With a 15, you see that spice box that you were given floating in the ocean, not too far away from where you are.
All right, I'm gonna go to it, and I'm gonna open it.
As you open it, an assortment of the spices begin to float out, and inside you can see what looks to be a fire elemental who appears and dies.
I fan away the smoldering ashes.
Yep.
And I reach for some cumin and paprika. You know what? No. I'm gonna fan those ashes towards me, and I'm gonna just pocket whatever I can grab in the water because I know
Sure, you've got ashes of a fire elemental as you've put that in your.
Perfect.
The sweet mom and dad.
It's fine. You got a heart survival. This is all survival
Okay,
here.
right.
And then, if the DM allows it, I will grab the spices I was looking for.
I'm perfectly happy with that. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that it is a move action to get there, bonus action to have retrieved all the stuff you need. You do still have a standard action as well.
Cool. I'm gonna. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna rub the spices on my Bowie knife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna huck it towards the thing, trying to fillet a chunk.
Nice.
Are you up? I'm going down.
He's up and he's throwing it down. So it's like. Whew.
Mm.
All right, let's make a ranged attack action, please, and let's find out how this Bowie knife goes.
17.
With a 17, you can roll with advantage here because he's unaware of your presence because he was steamed in the face. Didn't help.
17 is good.
All right. As it swings down, it does not penetrate the skin deep enough. It does hit the leathery part around one of its fins, but it hasn't cut in. So the spice has worked. It's kind of injected, but it hasn't caused a wound.
Fair enough.
All right. Which brings us to Elwyn.
Okay. After this is where am I now? Have I moved
right.
anywhere, or have I been sitting here? Yes.
You are super disoriented. You are
Yes.
you have not moved.
No.
Despite everything that has happened, you are, however, in very warm water. You also realize that despite yourself being caught in it, a number of wildlife was also caught in it as well. You can see that there is now boiled kelp and seaweed nearby, as well as an assortment of different tropical fish that unfortunately succumbed to said breath attack. And if you make a perception check for me,
Eight.
you see a couple of small crabs who have also been boiled.
Oh, yummy. Yep.
Get those.
Yes.
Yeah, they're-
So as I am slightly disoriented and see this, I'm like, okay. Well, that was a lot more than I expected. I should have probably used my hero point, but that's fine. And then I'm going to gather a couple of these crabs and then some of that fish and stuff like that around me.
All right, you
And then
move over and you
straight
start to harvest, gathering as much of this stuff as you can, placing it in your bag. Roll a percentage for me, please.
That is 61.
61? All right, you're fine.
Yep.
The dragon turtle that you are next to does not get an attack of opportunity for two reasons. One, it just got blasted in the face and is kind of like shaking its head. The second is because it's way angrier at the other dragon turtle.
Oh, no.
All right, but that'll be your
There.
standard action to gather the resources from nearby, your move action to get around there. Anything with your bonus action?
Would that have been happening about the same time that Porter threw the dagger down?
Yes.
Or the Bowie? Yes.
Milady.
So would I have seen that happen by chance?
Yeah, yep.
Can I swim over to it and finish the job?
I'd say that this is an extra action,
Okay.
but I would allow you to do so with the hero point.
Okay. Oh yeah.
All right, done. I will consume the hero
My
point,
wife.
and you will move over and you grab hold of the knife and you drag it through the fin, cutting a nice chunk of the fin meat out, and of course, spicing it with the assortment of spice mix that Porter had done. Well done.
All right.
You may add that to your sheet, and this is also a premium ingredient.
Ooh.
I shout
right.
underwater, my wife!
My wife. All right, Felix. Riding the same wave back down as you hit the water. You see the two dragon turtles beneath you, as well as your elemental down at the bottom.
I point at my boy in recognition. But I kind of stay up and I look around real quick. There's no land or anywhere. We're in the middle of the ocean.
There is debris from your shipwreck that is all around you as well. This includes some of the oils and spices and things that were in the hold of the ship.
Okay.
Specifically, a crate of fresh apples kind of floats past you.
Apples. I'll grab them and pocket them just in case. Okay. Cool. I am going to go ahead and I am going to manifest one of my echoes because I'm an Echo Knight fighter.
Nice.
And it is going to appear down next to Elwyn and Porter and the dragon turtle that's not paying them mind. Because yay, magic. And then wait. Okay, I can use that as an action. Okay, then
All right,
and
let's
as my bonus action,
we're going to switch things up a little bit. You have now, because you have created your Echo clone, you now have two full round actions. Why? Because I can, and that's what we're doing.
2 full round actions.
In addition to the elemental's turn.
Ooh.
Let it be spoken. Let's go.
Ooh. All right. Okay. I am going to. Well, with that then. So I have my echo. I am going to use the rest of my action as Felix up here. I'm going to look around for different items like I don't know, like vegetables, like bok choy.
You find bok choy pretty easily, as well as
Cabbage,
another assortment
onion.
of various vegetables and the like. Can I get you to roll me a percentage, please?
Oh, a percentage. Okay. $52.
You don't find anything particularly rare or special in amongst this stuff, but you now do have an assortment of vegetables with you as well. Let's now turn to your echo. What does your echo do?
All right, so my echo now by Elwyn and Porter waves at Elwyn and Porter, and continues swimming down and tries to look for like clams.
Ooh, nice. Make a survival check.
Survival check. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. $21.
Beautiful. You find beautiful clams down here. In addition to the variety assortment of shellfishes, you also find some gooseneck oysters, as well as a handful of what look to be kind of like cuttlefish that seem to have, again, succumbed to said boiling of the water.
All right. I'll call that. I'll say that's my turn.
Nice. You then have the elemental.
Oh yeah, my buddy. All right. I'm gonna point at my buddy, and I'm gonna tell him to do it again.
He grabs hold of the echo and starts to spin. And then fires you at the turtle, I guess.
Not that, but okay.
I mean, you said do
That's
it
fine.
again, right?
That's fine. Use my echo.
Okay, he's gonna launch you at the other turtle. Let's do this the same way we did first. Let's go with the do or die.
Let's can we change it up a bit?
Okay, I'm listening.
Use my echo as a weapon.
Sure, you can use your echo as a weapon.
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
My missus is gonna kill me for denting my table. All right. You watch as Echo Felix now bullets towards the turtle. As it does so, the turtle opens its jaw, and he goes straight in and clamps shut. As this happens, you feel your connection to the Echo disappear. And in that fleeting moment, all of his memories from what he did and where he was suddenly floods into you, including the fact that he just gathered a bunch of really expensive shellfish.
Mm-hmm.
Which now the turtle is very grateful for.
Yeah.
All right. This is now the final round. As we turn back to the dragon turtles, the one that has eaten the Echo Felix swings back around. The one that has been injured also swings around. And the two of them begin what is called, it's like kind of like a territorial battle. They are dancing with each other to try and instigate a fight between these two titanic beasts. And as they do, they swim in this circle, creating a whirlpool that is sucking things down towards its center. I need each of you to make an athletics check to try and stay swimming inside of this vortex as these two turtles are squaring off against each other.
What kind of check?
An athletics check. Us using your strength, you've got to learn how to swim.
14.
I'm better at those. Let's see.
14.
Dirty 20.
Nice. And Felix, you don't have to make one.
I mean, so that'd be a.
The reason you don't have to
Cool.
make one is because your vortex is immediately reversed as the air elemental sees what's happening and rushes to your aid. It fits over your body and counteracts your vortex as a suit of armor. You now are wearing armor that will negate the effects of the vortex for this round, and in addition, you have an ability to either vacuum pull or push objects away from you up to 60 foot while underwater.
Let's go.
All right. Porter.
All right.
You are up first.
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna get my oven mitt ready, and I'm gonna like shake my fist, and a cast iron pan's gonna pop out, and I'm gonna get towards the face of one of these dragon turtles, and I'm gonna swing right at its face because I want my cookery to get familiar with what it's cooking. So
Fair. Make your attack as you swing, trying to collide this big skillet of steel with the face of the dragon turtle.
all right, so that will be a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Let's go. All right, and then that would be. Where are you, D10? You are. All right, so that'll be 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, that is actually quite nice. And I have rolled as to which one you have struck. And that is the very heavily injured one. And as you've hit it, you have disoriented it as well.
Yeah, and I'll say, bad turtle. Bad.
All right. You have also revealed its deep underbelly, which was actually the triggering action for the other dragon turtle, who charges at the vulnerable underbelly of this dragon turtle, clamping down into it and smashing it against this rocky outcrop in the water itself. All right. Elwyn, you're up next.
So they're in battle with each other now.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna go down to the floor of the ocean and gather a few more ingredients.
All right, make a survival check as you grab hold of whatever you can, and a percentage
that
check
game.
as well if you can.
Okay.
He's like, boys will be boys. Oh,
So 16 for the survival, and then 84.
Wow. All right. With an 84, I feel like this is the second roll you've made at 80. So with the 84, you find yourself a giant snow crab that is still alive. If you would like to, you may make an attack against it. If you succeed and deal more than 10 points of damage, you will slay it and be able to harvest it. However, if you fail to do so, it will provide Felix with the opportunity to steal that ingredient at no cost.
It's fine.
Give it a
I
go.
can do that. Yeah.
All right. Make your attack against the crab.
Mom, I love you, but fail. I want it.
25 to hit.
25 will hit. Deal your damage.
Let's go. Damn.
Plus my proficiency in my bow. Which is me. Where's it at?
Fair. But that's the efficiency.
Oh, okay. I already know. So I got 10 on the nose.
10 on the nose. Ooh, okay, so 10 on the nose is a glancing blow. So the way we do this is... Oh, wait, no, that's damage. Never mind. Ignore me. With 10 damage, thwack, it hits the crab, and the crab goes limp. You pick it up, and you grab onto this succulent-looking piece of crab, and you have now acquired this. Which brings us to Vortex Deep Felix.
With
Aqua
my
elf.
vortex armor. Where am I? Aqua elf. Where am I?
You are in the middle of a vortex of water, literally wearing an Iron Man suit made of an air elemental.
Love it. How close to the bottom am I? Of those.
You are about 60 foot from the bottom.
Cool. Can I, like, propel myself using the Iron Man?
Yeah,
air
you
elemental
place your
armor?
hands backwards, and as you do,
Down
you
to
create these vortexes that launch you forward to the ocean floor with no problem.
Cool. As we're going, I'm gonna say, "Hey, thanks, buddy," and I'm gonna go and just harvest because my echo was dumb and decided to lose all the great.
Well,
things.
I'd like for you to make me a nature check as we do this, because there's something that I could give you here.
Oh no, that is a 3, and I have a +0 on nature.
Oh no.
Unfortunate. You do have one last hero point if you want to use it.
No, I'm good.
Very well. All right, heading down to the bottom, I need a survival check and a percentage roll from you as you begin to harvest the bounty of nature from below.
Okay, so he says survival check, and that is 17.
Nice. Again, you find some assorted scallops, and you can see some, not some clams, but you find oysters. And what was the percentage?
Oysters and scallops. 7.
7. Make me a nature check again.
20.
Unfortunately, these clams are toxic. But you do have the scallops.
I'll take the scallops and the oysters, and that is fine.
Can
But
can
I
I
will curse the clams.
can I do a free action real quick?
Depends on what it is, but I'm listening.
Can I split the crab in half and give half to Felix?
Aww. Well, you do have Porter's Bowie knife. So as you do so, you kind of stab it into the shell, and you hear this kind of cracking noise as it's split in half. And Felix, you see Elowin, big radiant smile, kind of giving you half of this this giant snow crab.
I saw you eyeballing it. I mean, we can share.
I give her an apple for trade.
Oh,
Oh, yep.
Okay.
Actually, so these are actually special apples. So these are actually sherbet apples,
Oh.
and actually have a flavor very akin to soft apple sherbet instead of. Well, I mean, it still has the crunch of regular apples, but it's a lot sweeter. It is often used as fairy floss in lieu of actual sugar because of just how cool it tastes.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool. I give one to Elwyn for trade for half the crab.
Yay!
and Porter's just back there. He's like, you guys.
As you're smacking the turtle in the
Gang, gang.
Ah, you guys.
Friendships are made.
Bad turtle.
All right. With that being said, the turtles' tails begin to lash out and hit some of the rocks, and you watch as some of them begin to fall, plummeting towards you. But before these large, stony shapes begin to descend upon you, you are suddenly engulfed in yellow light, and you disappear from the ocean floor and find yourself once again back in the Dragon Kitchen. Well, it seems as though our competitors have done quite astoundingly. Why is it still... Damn it. This is why we can't keep killing the gremlins, okay? We need to find... Who's got the plumbing? You. You there. Go see the plumbing. No, I don't care if you're not a plumber. I don't care if you're not certified. That's why we don't have a union.
I pull out the dead gremlin.
Oh,
Thank you. Take this with you.
wait. Let me see that real quick.
Oh, yeah,
Let
yeah.
me see that real quick. I look at him and I go, he's all right. And with those words, I cast healing words on him, which brings him back to life.
Oh, God, yuck. Okay. Okay. Yuck. Well, get back to work. Also, I'm docking your pay for sleeping on the job. Now, with that, we come to the end of our round 1 battle, but rest assured, we are not done yet. There is still much more fun to come, so stay tuned, because we are now about to enter our cooking challenge, where our heroes will be going toe-to-toe to try and create 3 meals out of everything that they have gotten. An appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go anywhere. Sit down, relax, unwind, enjoy this word from our sponsor, and we'll see you very soon. All right, welcome back, one and all, to Dragon Kitchen, our culinary conquest featuring these wonderful and incredibly talented masters of the kitchen, the Smoking Barrel, Porter, and Elowen, and of course, from the Moonkeep, Master Felix Faust. After a glorious battle against the Dragon Turtle, our heroes have now acquired a number of rare and powerful ingredients to take to the kitchen. But before we do that, let's touch base and find out how our heroes fared in the first round. Felix, let us begin with you. How do you think you went in round 1?
Honestly, I did my best. I made a buddy, and together we made it through. And I feel like with the some of the ingredients that I collected, I might be able to create something. I don't know if it'll be good, but it'll be something.
I love the confidence. All right. Next up, of course, our friends from the Smoking Barrel. How do you think you fared?
I think overall, we did fairly good, right?
Yeah, it was very motivating. I harnessed my fatherly abilities by disciplining those turtles and telling the wind to stop, which really gave me a power to defeat my foes and gain some recipe ingredients.
And it was kind of nice because I was able to bring back some of my archery type stuff, and I was able to kind of live the old days a little bit.
Oh, the good old days.
While collecting things, of course.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
All right, well, I feel as though our audience and myself are getting quite hungry, so what say we jump into the kitchen and start cooking. Now, for those of you who have not been, allow me to present to you, ladies and gentlemen, the Dragon Arena, where our heroes now find themselves teleported, as your bodies are engulfed once again in that same white light. We emerge in the Dragon Kitchen.
Oh, amazing.
Before
It's the service here.
Before you, you can see what looks to be 2 kitchenettes, one red and one blue. Each kitchen is fully stocked with the latest in cookware, kitchenware, and fresh produce. You can see that there is a hot stove that burns brightly, and a tiny mephit that seems to be cooking and burning, adjusting temperatures and the like as he sits in a small cast iron stove. You can see that there are, of course, coals that burn over by a grill to the south, and even more beautiful looking food arrayed and displayed towards just the bottom of the small cooking area there. Even though your rarer ingredients have been put into a crate off to the side, there is still a very, very handsomely supplied supply train for you to cook with. Now, the rules of the second round are simple. You will be presenting the audience with 3 dishes, a starter, then a main, and then a dessert dish, each of which need to possess some element of the dragon turtle in the dish to qualify. It can be anything of your desire, something sweet, something savory, whatever it happens to be, whatever tickles your fancy, but beware, for between each round, the audience will get a chance to throw some chaos into the kitchen, and that will begin right now. Could I have everyone in chat please type in exclamation D20, and I will pick one lucky audience member at random to begin our first D20 chaos event.
Oh, here we go.
Oh man. Alrighty.
All right. Now, as our heroes take their places and their marks, the clock on the wall begins to tick to prepare for that starting bell. The first of the chaos events, we are going to lean into Brique 92, who has rolled a 19 on their result. Which means our first chaos event. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one. All right. Here we go. Oh, maybe not. Ooh, one moment. It's in my workshop. There we go. Okay, kitchen chaos. 19. Superfood. Each of you are provided with one superfood. This is a harmless but magical ingredient that you guys are going to be provided. So I'm going to take another one of those random rolls. So thank you for that, Brike, for the 19. But we are now going to take, and I'll roll this randomly as well. Okay, this one is going to Tony the Tigger, 22, with a 15. All right. Meaning, in addition to your dragon turtle, you're each provided with another rare ingredient. This rare ingredient for Felix is you've been provided with a strawberry gelatinous cube.
Tasty.
For the smoking barrel, you have a barrel of a very classic creature to Dragon Kitchen. It is a barrel of freshly brewed elemental.
This father approves that description very much.
Excellent. All right. The elemental is, of course, normally used in a Christmas dish, so it's got those kind of heavily spiced notes to it and is best served warm. As for the strawberry gelatinous cube, while no longer quite acidic, it does have a exponentially sweetening factor when mixed with anything sour. So it has an evolving flavor that is quite palatable to those who use it. All right.
Now, real quick, is this something that we just use in any dish that we prefer, or does it have to be in the 3 dishes?
Any dish that you prefer. You don't have to use it like for everything. It is just you now have this very, very premium ingredient, courtesy of our lovely audience. Now,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
boys and girls in chat, we do have a number of ways for you to interact with the game as we play. They are now in chat there for you as well. But as we started with our battle, we are now starting our cooking round. Roll initiative.
As I'm doing this, DM, remind me what are the 3 dishes that I'm supposed to be making?
A starter, so something that would bring about your appetite and entice people to enjoy the rest of the meal. Your main course, which is usually something heavy, something that is quite filling, tasty, and quite delicious. And our third is our dessert, something sweet and aperitif for the end of the evening after a lovely 3-course meal. Some bits of advice that I do give to my players as well is, this is a show, so make a show of your entire dish. Dining is an experience, not simply putting food in one's belly. Though, of course, there's nothing wrong with quality over quantity.
All right.
Works.
Did we say what we rolled?
No, you did not.
Yeah,
13.
All right.
Okay, so we have 13 for Felix.
7.
7 for Elwyn. And
14.
Porter. Porter, you get a 14.
Yeah.
All right. So Porter, then Felix, then Elwyn. All right.
Cool. Okay.
Chefs.
Okay.
You may begin to cook.
Good luck, Felix, my dear.
Yeah.
Good luck,
Good
Ellen.
luck.
All right.
So-
We are into the
Porter.
appetizers. So, as we begin, Porter,
Yes.
what would you like to do as you prepare your appetizer?
I'm gonna grab this turtle shell off of my back, and I have. Hold on 1 second. I have a special spell I'd like to use. Let me find it real quickly.
Porter, my dear, how about instead of a spell, you just crack it?
You want me to crack it?
Yes. I need a bowl.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. I get my frying pan out. I'm like, it's not like I haven't done this already, and I start cracking at it.
As you do so, the pieces begin to break off. They're a little bit haphazard, as it is quite difficult to sculpt or shape with a frying pan. But you now do have several plates and bowls that you could easily make out of these segmented, almost hexagonal-looking shell pieces.
Yeah, all right. My dear.
All right.
Yeah,
No.
that's my turn right there.
Sure, yeah. All right, Felix.
Okay. So I'm gonna focus on the appetizer first. So I'm going to pull out the sherbet apples that I have, and I'm going to take a little bit of the turtleneck flesh, and I'm going to go over to the cutting area. My little butcher block over there. Making sure that I have 2 separate areas for veggies and meat because you don't want to cross-contaminate.
Of course.
I will go ahead and I will cut a little bit of the raw meat, and with the spell, why can't I find it? It's the
I don't think that's
depoisoning food.
Oh,
the purify food and drink.
Purify food and drink. Thank you. I'm going to take a little bit, and I'm going to purify the raw turtleneck meat, and I'm going to make it sushi grade.
Nice. All right. As you place your hands upon it and you cast the spell, you watch as the meat itself begins to glow and illuminate, getting out a lot of the toxins and waste in the body. It then basically becomes, cured. Not cured, but like almost like, yeah, as you say, sushi grade. As this happens, you actually notice that you purify something else that's in there as well. As wind begins to rise up and blow up your apron and in through your hair, you are met by a familiar individual.
Hey, my buddy!
As your elemental is here and is also willing to assist you as well.
All right. Well, shall we get cooking in the kitchen?
You watch as he just sort of flares up a little bit more. You can hear the sounds of some of the cutlery, like sort of clattering on the tables in his excitement. But he will be going after Elwyn. So, as you've begun your curative process, Elwyn, it is your turn.
So I am going to go ahead and grab the bowl that my dear Porter made, cracked open for me, and I am going to go stick that in the oven to warm it up, get it nice and hot. And I'm going to start pull out my Master Chef knives and start cutting the turtleneck.
All right. You begin to dice up the turtleneck, choosing the most succulent pieces. What we're going to do is we're going to do a cooking challenge. Now, we always presume that both parties are able to cook, which means you'll be adding your proficiency. The stat itself is what changes based on what you're doing. As you're trying to be mindful of the areas that are going to be good for cooking, we're going to be using this as a proficiency-based wisdom check, as you are attempting to choose and select the pieces of the meat that are going to work best for you.
So roll a wisdom.
Yes, please.
So that'd be 16.
All right, with the 16, you managed to cut in some very, very nice strips of the turtle meat. You have, a nice little chunk. You've also peeled back the kind of skin layer and that leather and put that off to the side. With your check, I will also say that you kind of feel it, and it kind of has this thin layer of fat that lies just beneath the skin that reminds you very much of like pork crackle.
Okay. I'm going to, as I am cutting through that, I'm going to set that aside, and then just continue taking these beefy chunks of this neck.
All right,
Here.
very well. Which brings us back to the other kitchen. And back in the blue kitchen, our air elemental friend, too, of course, Felix, awaits instruction.
All right, I'm going to... excuse me, Felix. Felix throws the air elemental, the jar of blood with the rest of the turtle meat in it, and instructs the air elemental to throw it in a pot and start cooking the blood slowly as not to coagulate.
Nice. He walks over to the stove, but as he does so, you hear another voice seeming to come from nearby. Yeah, sorry, I'm late. No, I'm here. Yeah, look, like they asked me to be a sous chef for Felix while and he sees the elemental holding the jar, and he sees Felix, and then he sees Porter and Elwyn, and then looks back at the elemental. What the fuck is this?
My sous chef.
But I'm supposed to. Yes, no, we won't be requiring your services. Just, I don't know, go away. Do you have any idea how far I've come from? Okay, listen, I work the strip, and I have been known in several multiverses for my kitchens. Yeah, I was supposed to be the surprise guest. Okay, you said that I was supposed to be. What was that? What'd you say?
We said if you want to help, we could use.
No.
There's some trash.
We were
you can
saying...
take out the trash.
You want me to take out the trash? You watch as he kind of goes bright red. This like kind of like goblin looking dude. You know what? Forget about it. He throws his kitchen gear onto the floor and just walks out, and he storms up. And he's like just in like a huff as the air elemental just kind of like is staring. He has no mouth or facial expression. You just watch as he very slowly opens the jar and just carries on.
Beautiful.
That's not our problem. It's fine.
Sorry about the interruption. Let's keep on going. All right, the air elemental is now going to stew. This is going to require a wisdom, proficiency-based wisdom check, as it is going to be about temperature control, and that is about perceiving and understanding your sense of touch as you are stewing and warming this blood. And yes, we'll use Felix's.
Okay, I was like, what is the wisdom?
Well, mostly because you're the one who's going to be instructing. So, like, he can't tell the temperature because, fun fact, when you actually tell temperature in cooking, one of the best ways to do it is actually to use your lips, unless it's scalding hot. Do not put scalding hot stuff on your lips. But, like, it's a good way to tell your temperatures. But an air elemental doesn't have lips, so.
That's fair. So what am I rolling?
A wisdom, and then add your proficiency.
Wisdom, add my proficiency. Okay. Just roll D12. That's not a D10 or D20. 11.
11. All right, it's not too bad. It doesn't burn or anything like that, but you are able to instruct the air elemental to give it enough of a stir, and you keep it well under fire on it. All right. Which brings us to the end of the appetizer round. Thus far, you guys are doing quite well. Now, as the meals begin to assemble, over at the smoking barrel, could you tell us what roughly are we looking at for your appetizer?
You are going to be looking at almost kind of a turtle shell lava bowl filled with almost a stew of sorts, but a little bit more on the spicy side, with the turtleneck and some of the ingredients that we got from underwater, along with a couple other vegetables.
All right, beautiful. And over at the Moonkeep, what is your appetizer?
So for the appetizer, as you're kind of watching as Felix plates, there are little patties of rice topped with a thin layer of the sherbet apple. And then on top of that, you have a very thinly sliced at a very beautiful angle to show off a little bit of the fat between the layers of meat. And it's just nicely placed on top with a little bit of a coriander leaf, which is just known as... well, now it slips me.
Cilantro?
Cilantro, thank you.
Other words that
coriander
nowhere
leaf.
else uses.
Nope, but it's coriander leaf, so it's right on top for a little bit of garnish.
All right. So, we're going to do another check from each of you. As with the Moonkeep, we are going to be doing a lot of stuff involving this flare. So we're going to be doing a charisma-based proficiency check. Meanwhile, over at the Smoking Barrel, you've got a hearty stew that requires a lot of ingredients to be worked and looked for quite caring and quite nurturingly as well. So we're going to get the two of you to make a wisdom-based check, as you guys are going to be kind of working together to make the stew and maintain it as well.
I cast, so I step by Elwyn and I massage her shoulders. I say, "You got this," and I use guidance.
All right. You can if you want to. Spells and all the like are also very permitted.
Cool.
So 11. So I got a 12, and then what do I for guidance?
You add
is
a
it
D4 to
four?
your roll.
Okay. So that's a 16.
All right. With a 16, you manage to both. Oh, sorry. What was the charisma check? My apologies.
For me?
Did not
Oh,
even
for him.
roll.
Okay.
No, for Felix.
No, for,
Okay.
And yes, you do need a wisdom check, by the way, as well, Porter.
You got it.
and also, when I was making the stew, I was adding some of the turtle blood into that also.
Nice. Just sort of slowly mixing it in
Mhm.
incrementally. Nice. Very, very good.
24 wisdom.
Nice.
17 charisma.
All right. Okay, not falling down too much. Sorry, not falling down or falling behind, should I say. Both of you managed to create quite impressive starters with both this very, very delicate dish from the Moonkeep plus the very rustic dish from the Smoking Barrel. What name would you give these dishes? I know obviously we'll go with something like a stew, or do you have like a name in particular?
It is called Mojito Turtle.
Mojito Turtle. All right. And
The sushi, it would be a turtle dragon neck sushi, as sushi denotes with rice and sashimi denotes without rice.
nice. All right.
Not Mojito, it's called.
So, which brings us now to our chaos round. Can we please get our audience to roll exclamation D20 in chat so that we can figure out exactly what means of chaos affect our players for the next round? Once again, guys, as well, if you want to interact with the game or cause random chaos throughout, there are a number of ways you can interact with the game as well. All right, only time will tell. Tony the Tigger, I've got your results. Crisp and Crunch. Okay, here we go. Let's get that roll in. Okay, that brings us to Prince with a score of 8. Let's find out what our chaos event is for this round. The chaos event. Bargain bin. You find blunt tools and bargain bin equipment. This is going to impact your cooking challenges with a disadvantage for this round as we prepare our mains. Keeping in mind, if you do not use implements, that is to say, you do not use equipment for your prep, you will not suffer this penalty. So bear that in mind. As soon as you use anything that would be considered to be cooking utensils, it will count. All right. So, our mains, as you prepare. Let's start this time with Felix.
All right. Kind of going over to the air elemental who is currently working on making sure that this blood isn't coagulating, but is heating up evenly. I'm going to go over and I'm going to take over, and I'm going to say, all right, I need you to start working on the dessert. And kind of instruct it to go over working
All
on
right,
the dessert.
it'll go over to the cold plate.
So I, as Felix, will start adding in more of those spices that were originally in there to kind of help marinate. I'm going to bring in fresh spices to kind of help add to that flavor. So I'm going to bring in more of that lemongrass, the Thai chili peppers, the Szechuan peppercorns, the garlic, the white peppercorns, all of these items. And a little bit of the salt water to provide to draw out those flavors, the richer flavors. In doing so, I do need to cut lemongrass and the chili peppers and the garlic.
You do indeed. All right, so let's roll with disadvantage on. Let's go with a Constitution check. This one is going to basically be like while you're cutting all these spices and the like, it is becoming very difficult to maintain and continue to cut rhythmically with the materials you've been provided. You notice that some of it, not along the edges of the blade and things like that, but some of like the areas around the handles, some of the seams and the like, seem to have been kind of, I don't know, chewed on? You then look in the corner of the kitchen. You swear you see what looks to be a copper beetle scuttling around.
Okay, so am I doing a flat Constitution save or am I doing it at disadvantage?
Constitution with disadvantage.
Constitution with disadvantage. It's not bad. Okay, cool. 15.
Beautiful. 15's plenty. You push through and you realize, okay, maybe if I use the side to kind of grind up the peppercorns and stuff instead of like, trying to process it like I normally would with a sharp weapon, you adapt quite well. And yep, you manage to get your herbs and your spices and add them to the mixture of that turtle's blood that is steeping very gently there. Let's head back to the smoking barrels where we find ourselves. What are you guys doing as you are preparing for your main?
Well, this is a dish of Porter's liking. Porter's gonna use a spell called. Oh, you know what? No, we got tools. We got tools in this bargain bin. Let's use those. It's a good idea. Save money.
Porter, my dear,
Yes,
have you looked at these tools we got?
they look great. And he grabs a rolling pin and he hands one to Elowen. And he goes,
Elowen, as you hold this rolling pin, the rolling pin looks at you and says, "Bonjour, mademoiselle."
"That's a mimic."
No, I am not a mimic. I am. You throw it away.
You know what? I don't like talking utensils. And he grabs a piece of the turtle shell and he casts fabricate on it.
The turtle shell becomes a ornate tool of your choosing, made of that same opal color. Yeah, it is high quality. Like, forget high quality. It is like gourmet quality.
Yeah. He's gonna make a rolling pin out of it for her.
Done.
And hands it over to her and says,
I like this one better.
he doesn't talk. That's what I like too. Could you just roll some of that flour? Just make a
Grind
mixture.
some of that.
Yeah, make some dough for me.
Okay, yeah,
if you could. And as he says that, he goes over and pops out one of his frying pans from his oven mitt, and he casts heat metal on that.
Nice.
No, you know what? No. He thinks about it, and then he sees that stove with a little burning creature inside of it.
He's reading a newspaper.
He walks over. He goes, "Hey, I can heat this up myself, but is this something you like doing?"
Well, I mean, that depends on what you reckon like is. That could be any number of things. I mean, I do what I do. As long as you ain't too fussy or too picky. Up 3 degrees, down 4 degrees, move half a degree, stand at 45 degrees. As long as you're simple and stuff, I help you out.
Okay. Cool. Do you like the taste of bacon grease?
Do I like the taste of bacon grease? Does an owl bear shit in the woods?
Yes, it does.
Hell yeah, it does.
He slams the pan on the stove top, and he starts throwing the turtle fin meat, which I would imagine is a little more fatty. I'm guessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he starts to chop that up with his Bowie knife in the pan into little pieces, and he kind of uses his Bowie knife as a spatula to ground this meat into a more beef-like substance.
Okay, I'm still gonna give you the disadvantage.
Cool, that's fine.
But Elowen, you will not get one while you are making the bread. So can I get So can I get Elwyn? Can I get you to make me a dexterity-based cooking challenge as you are trying to obviously move reasonably quickly and try to make the bread? Freaking, that looks like a nat 20, maybe? Is it?
That's a nat
Yes,
20.
that's a nat 20. Yeah.
My wife.
Now,
Hey yo!
as you do so, and you manage to knead this in, you watch as your bread actually begins to take on that opalescent coloration, and you can see that the sparkles start to now glow iridescently throughout the dough that you make as you are as you're kneading it. That's what you get with a natural 20. Porter, what did you get for yours?
Let's see. You said with disadvantage, yeah?
Correct.
Well, not a 1, so that's good. What am I rolling exactly? What am I adding?
Oh, sorry,
to
my
this?
apologies. It is a let's go with a dexterity-based check, because this one is going to be based on your like, obviously you're trying to cut these fillets. You're trying to, make them, very very precise actions.
Absolutely. So that's a 5.
The 5. All right. As you've chopped up this meat, it is uneven. It is kind of flat looking. You've done your best. I'm going to give you a intelligence check. Again, add your proficiency. This is part of your cooking.
That's better.
That's better.
Intelligence. Dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Okay, with a dirty 20, you can look at these and go, yeah, these are bad. But you realize very quickly there are a number of ways to actually disguise that without necessarily making it look bad. For example, actually adding flour, eggs, and crumbs to a dish like this, especially with slightly different cuts, can often disguise it while at the same time maintaining that kind of, not necessarily breading, but batter, can definitely make these steaks look a lot more palatable.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
On top of that, I'd like to throw in some pieces of fish, if that's possible.
Crab.
Or crab. Sorry, pieces of the crab.
What pieces of the crab?
Pieces of the snow crab.
Which pieces of the snow crab? There are many
Oh,
bits
just
to it.
like just meat. She broke it in half, so I imagine there's like meat.
Yeah. So there's leg meat, there's chest meat, there's
Leggies.
claw meat, there's actually a type of paste that goes on the inside of it. This will be very important for later.
Oh boy. Let's do the claw meat.
Claw meat?
Yeah.
All right. Cutting open the claw and pulling out the shell from the knuckle of the actual meat, you strip it out and begin to add it onto it as well. As they hit the pan, you hear this very satisfying as the oil and butter that mix that. Oh, actually, sorry. What do you use? I apologize. I went to my cooking, but what do you
You're
use?
fine. You're fine. So with the Bowie knife that has some of the remaining spices on it, I'm trying to make it into more of a fillet type thing. So I'm going to put a little bit of peppers in there, just little pieces of pepper and flour and egg and give it a little breaded taste to it. And a little bit of the elemental as well to give it like a beer batter.
Ooh,
feel to
nice. All right. So the batter is beautifully made as you've concocted it. Dipping the various steaks into this batter. What are you oiling the pan with?
Just the fatty material that comes with this fin.
Yeah. So
Do
you
you want
shave
some
off.
of this?
Oh, she holds up
Do
the
you
skin.
have some neck
No,
fat?
I got some neck skin fat.
I've got some neck fat too. You know what? I'll use this
Maybe
though.
not yours. Though.
Yeah, no.
That would be good.
People don't like the taste. All right. And,
All right. You throw it in
yeah.
and you mix up the tallow. You kind of wait till the tallow oils the pan, and then you bring these beautiful looking steaks to the grill. All right. Which then brings us to the end of the second portion. So we our mains. What mains are our two tables creating? Let's start with.
Hey, yo, I
let's
still
start-
have a turn.
Oh, didn't we do your turn at the start?
My turn.
Oh right,
but
no,
not
we
the
did.
arrow
Yeah, we did the
elemental.
elemental. Sorry. I need to add him to my initiative board. Hold on. Yes, please. My apologies. Elemental. Yes.
Okay. So the elemental, I'm going to call him back over from doing the raindropped cake. And I'm gonna say, okay, I need you to make a sort of kimchi with this, and don't worry about the aging. I got that. And so I'm gonna have the elemental kind of toss and use like gochujang to be able to kind of go through each leaf of the cabbage and create this really like rich and decadent but quite spicy kimchi. And then I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom over it.
Oh,
to be able
that is super clever.
kind
I'm
of
not even
age
gonna
it.
I'm not even gonna ask you to roll. That's just gonna work straight up.
Okay.
All right. You make an actually a very, very delicious looking kimchi. The smell is quite pungent and definitely leaks out into the other side of the Dragon Kitchen. You guys both have the opportunity to interact with each other, as you can sort of hear those delicious sounds of the meat as it hits the grill from the Moonkeep side and the smoking barrel. You can smell that kimchi. You can see the elemental kind of making this kind of like very, very potent concoction.
Sabotage? Are you getting?
If you guys want to, you guys may. This is an opportunity for shenanigans.
I cast Fog Cloud.
Oh no! Whatever shall I do? If only there was a way that I could actually make fog clouds suddenly appear on my kaboom!
Hey yo!
All right. Fog clouds begin to appear over the kitchens, making it kind of more difficult to see. The last thing you see, Elwin and Porter, is Felix's face in the fog disappearing, and the elemental raising a fist. It doesn't have hands, so you don't really see a finger, but you can kind of guess, maybe.
Hey, now wait a second.
Didn't you give him
I did.
To
I
give
did.
him the crab
I mean,
out of the
maybe I should
kindness
take
of
that-
your
Maybe I
heart?
should throw my apple at him.
You're killing your mother.
Throw an apple at Felix.
All right, Elwin, Porter, what about you guys?
Sabotaging?
Yeah.
Elwin's not sabotaging.
Yeah, if at all possible, I would like to.
No, just to be clear, you can't just pull out your gun and shoot Felix.
Okay, so my backup
Yay,
plan
thank you.
is,
Where's your whip?
so I'm gonna cast heat metal on this frying pan I'm holding. I'm
Okay.
gonna go down and talk to this method, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, buddy,
Yeah, how can I help you?
here's some bacon grease first of all," and I tip the pan so it like drips into him.
Oh, he uses
like
it almost
that,
like
right?
he uses it almost like hair gel, and he watches the
Yeah.
fire kind of goes hotter and hotter. Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's the stuff right there.
Yeah.
Dog.
Hey, could you do me a favor?
Yeah, what you need?
I let go of the pan and pop out another frying pan from my hand, and I say, now this is a pan of prestidigitation. I'm wondering.
Presta, who's the what's it now?
It doesn't matter. Can you do me a little bait and switch on what's cooking in the other room? Switch this pan out for what other pan is in there already.
I got you. Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
Hey, Brad,
and
dude.
as
Take over. As he
and
leans over.
as he leans over with prestidigitation, I'm going to add the smell and flavor of skunk to the pan.
Nice. All right. So, Felix, what I need from you is a perception check at disadvantage, because the entire of the Smoking Barrel's kitchen is covered in fog.
This works both ways. Yeah. Oh no. Baby,
And could I get one lucky member in audience to roll me an exclamation D20 in chat so that I can see what the little method guy gets? What'd you get, Felix?
You said perception, right?
I did say perception. Very perceptive of you.
That would be 11.
11. Okay. Let's see. We have coming in from... Oh, that's not a bad one. 1, 2... Lucetios. Lucetios is a 16 on their roll. So, you do not notice as the Mephit quickly makes their way Mission Impossible style into your kitchen and switches out one of the pots. One of the pans. Now, the Air Elemental also gets a perception check, so you do get a second roll. Your target number is an 18. The Air Elemental's perception is a 0.
Come on, buddy. 2 nat 20s. Come on.
Oh, sorry. He's not at disadvantage.
He's not at disadvantage.
No, he's an air elemental. He blows the smoke around.
Okay, how do you want me to do this? Because I already rolled 2.
Okay, I'd say roll again. Just roll one separately.
Roll again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'll break your heart.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude, his heart is broken.
My heart's already broken.
Okay.
That was a 17.
Oh. You watch as as there's this clattering noise as the skillet sort of, and you watch as the air elemental sort of turns, looks directly at the skillet that has just appeared on the table, then pays it no attention, just carries on with what he's doing. All right, that brings us to the end of the main course round, leading us into the dessert. Now, before we go, of course, what is your main course? Felix, let's start with you.
Okay, so my main course is turtle dragon blood soup, and it is flavored with the lemongrass, the Thai chili peppers, Szechuan peppercorns, the garlic, and it is this very luxurious red color, very thick, very creamy, and it has bits of the dragon turtle neck, dragon turtle neck that has been kind of simmered in it, kind of like fresh though. So the dragon blood has been like super hot, and then the dragon turtle meat has been added in to kind of hot pot it. So when it's served, it's like very fresh. You can go in and pick a little bit, and it's like fresh from the boil, and it's like perfectly steamed through.
Amazing. All right. Smoking Barrel, what is your main course?
Our main course is a surf and turf style taco, but we call it surf and turtle tacos. It's beer battered meats of the liking with a very elegant, sparkly tortilla taco and a little bit of seaweed coleslaw, kelpie coleslaw on top to give it a little salty, tangy flavor. And yeah, that is our main dish, the surf and turtle tacos.
Love it. All right. This brings us to the final of the cooking round challenges, and this is, of course, our dessert round. But before then, of course, we turn to our audience. Audience! Will you roll an exclamation D20 in chat and throw some chaos into this kitchen as we prepare for this round? Now, the fog is still at large, so that's a thing. I could definitely use some tacos too. I'm not gonna lie.
Sounds actually very good.
All right, here
All
we
this
go.
food is making me hungry.
I know,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
drooling.
Wait till we get to the judging round. Okay, here we go. Got some results in. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. All right. Okay, next on our list. Let's do that roll. We have Rushes Our Round with a number 2. Well, crap. All right.
No.
Unexpected flambe. Your kitchen is on fire. Well, more specifically, should I say, your ingredients are on fire. As a flame erupts in your kitchen at your prep stations, you will be needing to either deal with or work around the open flames, which may or may not have come from a Mephit moving in and out of the very hot oven.
I don't know anything about that.
Let's see. Felix, could you roll me a d6, please? Actually, and Elwin and Porter, one of you roll me a d6 as well.
Go for it.
4.
5.
4. Okay, so 5. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's actually a very big fire.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
and that was 5 for you guys.
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay, so that's 1,
These are the clickety clacks you don't want to hear.
2.
Porter, fire!
What started that?
3, 4,
I don't know, Tad.
and somehow or another, your grill is on fire.
That's
All right.
odd.
Okay. Thankfully, no one summoned a fire elemental. Because if you roll the same number, it stacks onto each other, and if you stack enough of them, it turns into a fire elemental. All right. But yeah, your kitchens are on fire. Let's
Okay.
let's also add in, just while
Oh,
we
as
can.
if that wasn't enough. Okay.
No, I think it's fine. All right, cool. We're gonna add in some extra lovely sound effects here as we throw in to the smoking barrel, which is literally smoking.
Just like home.
I mean, hey, we're kind of used to that.
Yeah. So I released my hand from the oven mitt, and I say, Elwin, can you take over, please? And
Okay.
I guide your hand into the oven mitt, and I cast Create Destroy Water, and try to put out as many fires as I can.
All right. As you create water, you watch as the rain begins to pour down. Most of the water will be kind of washed away, with the exception of the larger flame to the north.
Upper half. Okay.
All right. But yes, rain begins to pour down onto your section. Now, as this happens, it does, however, put out your grill, and you hear the sounds of very angry mephits who begin to shout and yell.
That was a bad idea.
What the hell is wrong with you? Who the hell turned the sprinklers on? This ain't no fire alarm.
Now hold on just a gosh dang second. You're the one that started this fire. I'm trying to put out your man.
Hey, look, I didn't. Look, no one saw me do nothing. I wasn't putting no fires in or putting no fires out. I stayed right where I was. And y'all can't prove nothing. And you can see that he's got like a mohawk now with like the bacon grease, kind of whipped up.
Maybe we could settle this. And I wink at him a little bit. You think you could go take that fire and put it back in the oven?
He looks at the fire and he kind of like immediately switches to tradie mode and he's like, ooh, he does that thing that tradie's like, ooh. Well, it's a big job, but I reckon I could get it done. But
I don't know anybody else that can, so.
yeah, it might cost you though.
What? You want some more grease?
Yeah, want me some of that turtle fat.
All right, we can give some of that up, I guess.
He says, pleasure doing business with you. And you watch as he just sort of turns around and clicks his fingers and puts it out.
Now, wait.
Whew.
Now you-
Yeah, that's just, that was mighty hard right there. Okay,
Now,
but that is Porter's action during
Yeah,
this
alright,
particular thing.
alright.
Moving over to the Moonkeep, Felix.
Can I use my hero point to assist me in getting rid of the fire?
Sure. The air elemental turns around and just goes, and the fire is out.
Buddy, yeah.
As the fire is put out and most of your ingredients are indeed preserved, it has also cleared the fog from the entire area as well.
Can I see Porter talking to the mephit?
Yes, you can.
Porter, this is for you specifically.
yes.
That's what.
Now, what? Okay.
I will continue cooking.
That means I'm watching.
Oh, that's the
what that-
translation.
Yes, that's
Okay.
the translation I'm watching.
Okay.
Now, because, by the way, if chat doesn't behave themselves, I will turn this stream around, okay? So, now,
What?
by the way, thank you so much for the gifted subs. I have noticed them. We're just gonna keep moving, but mwah! Okay. They're trying to frazzle me, my group tends to, so I'm just gonna keep moving. Keep moving. All right. Felix, you used your hero point, which means that was your extra action, meaning you've still got your full turn to prepare your dessert.
Incredible. I love that. Okay. So I'm going to go look for a pineapple. And as I go, kind of grab this pineapple, I cut it.
Well, hi there, sugar, as you pick up this pineapple. Well, ain't you a tall drink of water?
Are you an illusion?
Well, I know I must be dreaming at least. She flutters what look to be eyelids at you.
I'm sorry, honey, you're barking up the wrong tree. I don't know.
Oh, I dated a tree once. He was not all he was cracked up to be.
Okay, you're going up here. Is
Oh.
there another pineapple that I can
You
craft
do
that's not
find another pineapple.
Cool. I put that pineapple back down.
Ah!
Watching you. I will go grab take the other pineapple
does
that's
this
not
a
talking to
lot.
me.
Yeah, no, we had a druid for one of the early preps and cast Awaken on a bunch of stuff. We're clearing some of them out.
Rolling pin.
That was uncomfortable. Okay, I'm going to take this pineapple. I'm going to puree it, and at the same time, I am also like double fisting pureeing the strawberry gelatinous cube. And
All
I'm
right,
making-
we're gonna make a Constitution-based cooking check as you are attempting to turn yourself into a human food processor. Well, an elven food processor.
yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, Constitution, you said.
Yeah.
Where is my? There it is. That would be an 18.
Oh wait, sorry, I did forget something before I forget. Yeah. Okay, no, that's fine. All right, so with an 18, you manage to puree them and are not tired. You very, very quickly flip your chosen implements of processing and slide the now very, very well processed foods to your left and to your right. It is very, very impressive, and the audience claps and cheers.
Where'd
I will
all they
bow
come
to
from?
the imaginary audience. Okay, so I put those wonderful purees into a bowl because those are now dipping sauces, and I start working on, in conjunction with my air elemental buddy, on creating a raindrop cake.
Ooh, very nice. All right, take it away. Describe the making of this raindrop cake.
So the raindrop cake is really, really simple. I am going to be putting sugar into water with a little bit of agar, and I'm going to allow it to simmer and all blend together, and then I'm going to pour it into this kind of bowl-shaped mold. And I will let the air elemental kind of like work on cooling it off so the agar can have time to set.
Beautiful. Let's get a
And
charisma-based cooking challenge on this one as you begin hard work getting this very delicate dessert together.
You said charisma.
Yes.
An 11.
So what are you adding to the rainbow? The raindrop cake.
I'm not adding anything to it. It's
So you've
just
got-
water, sugar, and agar.
Okay. Make a intelligence-based check.
Six.
All right. So, we then move to the smoking barrel, where we watch as Elwyn, who has focused entirely on not putting out the fire and getting the dessert done. What are you doing?
So I am making a kind of a sea salted type of caramel ice cream. And as I'm doing that, Porter, what else are we adding to this besides just the ice
Oh, I
cream?
see some more flour. I'll make some churros. And I take the apple, the sherbet apple,
Yeah.
and I start cutting that up, and placing it into the dough and rolling it into the dough.
Nice. All right, beautiful. Plenty of that go around, and again with that rolling pin, you're managing to sort of weave those in as well. Let's go with a wisdom-based cooking challenge here, as you're trying to, again, taste is very important for sweet confection, and with sea salt, caramel, and milk thrown in. These are all beautiful flavors that marry each other well, but in balance. So, what do we get?
6.
Am I rolling too?
Yeah,
Oh! I say, you got this, and I cast guidance.
yep. Roll a d4.
Okay.
9.
All right, a 9 does not help you a great deal.
Cool.
The balance is a little bit off. It's maybe got a little bit too much of one thing. I will let you pick which it is. Does it have too much sugar, too much milk, or too much salt?
I want to say too much salt, so you can even it out, hopefully.
All right, it is too salty.
What do you think?
Yeah, you just add a little more cream to that, maybe a little sugar.
Well, so you can even out with the churro.
Yes,
balance.
you'll need to do something with the
Yes.
churro.
Yes.
Okay, I can
That's
do
what we're
that.
hoping to do.
I can do that. All right, was I supposed to roll?
Wisdom?
I was supposed to roll wisdom too, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Nice. All right. Yes, realizing that the salt is going to be an element to it, you added caramel as a dipping sauce without adding salt to it. So that what would happen is when you dip it into the churro, after eating it, the salted caramel ice cream, it would still emphasize that extra sweetness without overwhelming it. Maybe even like added a bit of dark chocolate to it to get that bitter note. But choice is yours.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. And I want to emphasize one thing too, because we're using elements of this turtle. I'm using some of the leftover grease from before.
To make the fried ice
yeah,
cream.
and so I'm gonna cast purify food, I believe, on that.
Yep. So purified
to
food and
all the-
drink on the fat, cleansing it and getting rid of all the blackness that had come to it from its frying. And you've got plenty. So yep, you now have a shallow fry of. Sorry, did you want to fry the churros in it, or did you want to make fried ice cream?
We were thinking both, actually. I think.
Sure. All right.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Both hit the pan and begin to fry up. Now we reach the end of the dessert round. I think. No, or did I forget Felix? No, I didn't. I got you. I got you.
The air elemental, you forgot.
I keep forgetting the air elemental. All right, the air elemental. Let us see what the air elemental does.
Okay, so the air elemental is going to take the raindrop cake that has not set yet, go and like take it to a fridge where I'm hoping there's just like a sheer amount of ice, so it can chill and set.
Inside, you
Rather
see
quickly.
that there is a tiny druid, an elderly man who appears to be a tiny gnome with a red cap, big kind of frostbitten nose, and a scythe. He looks at you. Yes? What do you want?
I'm not speaking as Felix. I'm the air elemental right now, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could. Felix can hear this as well.
Okay. I need you to cool that down so it can set rather quickly, but not freeze it. Please.
Cool down freeze. Okay. Yeah, I can
No
do
freeze.
that.
No freeze.
No freeze. Okay.
No freeze.
All right, put it down. Close the door. All right. As it does so, a few moments later, you then hear a banging on the door. You watch as this creature, it has a cigarette in its hand, and it is now a perfectly set raindrop cake. Looks beautiful, pristine.
Thank you.
You're up.
All right, buddy. I need that over here. Come on.
All right, he floats over in your direction. All right,
Okay.
the end of our cooking round. Now, our last little egg. I believe that we now have an idea of what the both of you are making for your desserts. We have the raindrop cake from Felix. We also have the caramel ice cream and churros that have been made from Smoking Barrel. Is there anything else you would like to do to these dishes before they are submitted? Because you guys nailed this pretty quick.
You guys first.
I'm just going to start adding my stew to the bowl and kind of getting things prepped for showcase, I guess you could say.
And I am taking her direction because she's better at making things look nice.
All right, Felix.
I will be plating the raindrop cake. I'm going to very carefully put the plate that I want over it, but I'm going to put like a nice banana leaf down kind of in between the bowl and the plate, and I'm going to very quickly flip it over, gonna tap all the sides and pull it up.
Boo, you suck! You hear a voice coming from the gallery nearby. You look up and you can see it's that goblin sous chef. You're not gonna earn any points, you schmuck!
That's fine. I will not pay attention to him. I will bring the bowl away to see this perfectly. It seems like a giant raindrop that's sliding down a glass window that's just hanging on by its surface tension.
Oh,
and
that
it's
is
just sitting there on this plate, and it's clear and beautiful.
that is immaculate. I love that.
I will put flower garnish on top, just like 2 little violets, and the strawberry puree and the pineapple puree are in separate bowls that are then placed on either side of the raindrop cake.
It looks amazing and immaculate. Can I get you to roll me a percentage, please?
Yes, you can. Higher than 50, please. 63.
With the 63, you hear from the peanut gallery the sous chef yelling out one more thing. You try to ignore him. He's just abusing you at this point until he yells out something that catches your ear. Where's the dragon turtle, you schmuck?
I would like to druidcraft a flower right into his mouth.
What type of flowers are they?
A miniature version of the of a flight, not a flight trap. It's the rotting meat ones.
Oh, the corpse
like the
flower.
6
Yep.
Corpse flower. Yep. It's a mini version of a corpse flower.
All right, he runs out of the arena because he has to go see a doctor.
And I will
like
be
that.
very proud of my raindrop cake. And that's it.
Very well. Okay. Which brings us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the end of our second round. The cooking round now completed. Let us now return to the main arena so that our heroes can have one last chance to share barbs and prepare for the judging round. All right. Our heroes have done quite a lot in order to prepare for this final showdown. Starting, of course, with our friends from the Smoking Barrel. How do you feel about round 2? Are we feeling confident?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried about the dessert, but I think we may have fixed it. So
Teamwork makes the dream work. And
Yeah.
in this reality, it's
Yeah.
very, very more than a dream.
I think we used everything that we were supposed to. So yeah.
All right. Beautiful. I love that. Okay. Felix, yourself as well. How do you feel about round 2?
I put my hardest in. I did the best that I could, and no matter what the next vote is and how things happen in round 3, I think that both teams did their best, and we should congratulate each other. And
Yeah.
we're on the same playing field.
Exactly.
Amen.
I agree wholeheartedly. Okay, while we very quickly continue to tally up our scores here, we now prepare to take our heroes for final presentation, where they will describe the process of enjoying their delightful and delicious meals. We will start with the smoking barrel in just a moment.
I would also like to thank my new buddy, the Air Elemental, who did wonderfully as my sous chef. And not like the other guy.
No, that guy sucked.
Deathmouth.
Okay.
Death mouth.
All right. Let us now hop over to the judging. Now, for this in particular, you will need to present your dishes individually. You will be going through your appetizers, your main, and your desserts to our audience, who will then be able to decide which of our teams wins the popularity vote. So, Smoking Barrel, you are up first.
Well,
Oh, nope, sorry. Quichopa. Smoking Barrel.
oh, it's us. Oh, okay. First of all, I did call it a mojito. It was definitely not that. It's called a mocha hete turtle bowl. And so when I bring this out, this shell is incredibly hot to the touch. So please do not touch this. When you look into this bowl, there are bubbles coming from this really hot turtle shell bowl. When you stir around and pull up some to your spoon, you see bits of spices from these flame-writhen kind of peppers. They're very, very red. And then the sauce itself has that deep blood red look to it because of the blood. When you go to bring it up to your mouth, you smell spices of something different, almost kind of a chili pepper smell, but mixed with something else you just can't quite describe. And so when you take a taste of this, the texture of it, of the meat, the peppers, the tomatoes, and shrimp, kelp, this flavor is almost overpowering, but then calms down because of some of the other ingredients that are inside, especially that shrimp and the kelp to bring down the spice. And when you let it go down your throat, you feel that hot, but then that cool down when you get to you feel it in your belly. So this is the mocha hete turtle bowl.
Wonderful. Anything to side or accompany this?
With this one, you've just got a nice little bread roll to dip in there.
Wonderful. Let's go to our main dish.
For the main dish, we got the surf and turtle tacos with a very elegant star-like tortilla. It glimmers and is quite beautiful. This feast is a feast for the eyes, and not just for the eyes, but also for the mouth. It is mouth-watering, beer-battered meat that you see here that is flaky and crispy and golden brown, with an added topping of kelpie coleslaw that gives it that citrusy, tangy taste, adding to the breading and the salty flavor, with a slight bit of sweet from the peppers that are in there. So yeah.
All right, and accompanying these incredibly decadent-looking tacos, What do we have?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a like a mango salsa that's there for dipping purposes or drizzling, however you like to have it. If you want to add a little sweet to it, you're more than welcome to with this side of mango salsa that's here.
Incredible. All right, which brings you to your dessert.
Do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
Go for it. It's
Okay.
yours.
So we've got the sea salt caramel with its churro friend, and it's covered in this nice chocolatey caramel drizzle over the top, with the churro sticking kind of out of the ice cream as almost like a spoon, kind of into that little blob of fried ice cream.
And this blob is very almost shell like to the touch. There's an accent of a turtle shell to it on the edges to give it that sea turtle vibe, to help understand that this was fried in the turtle fat itself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, amazing. And any accompaniments for dessert?
Yeah, you see little flakes of this sherbet apple in there. I imagine that the sherbet apple has more of a pinkish, maybe a violet hue speckled within this churro that gives it a more fruity flavor.
Little flowers on top,
and little flowers on top.
because I can.
Amazing. It's that little extra effort that we appreciate. All right.
Amen.
A very, very beautiful round between our sorry, what was it called? The Mocha Bowl.
Mocha.
The Mokahete Turtle Bowl.
Thank you. Mokahete Turtle Bowl with, of course, the surf and turtle tacos and the sea salt caramel fried ice cream with very, very tasty churro spoon. Thank you very much to the Smoking Barrel.
Thank you.
Let's now jump over to the kitchen of the Moonkeep.
Very well plated, my friends. Okay.
Starting with your appetizer.
So, the appetizer you kind of see as Felix brings out this very, not very, but like this long plate, this very long elongated plate. There's little patties of rice layered with a little bit of that sherbet apple, and then the dragon turtleneck sushi. Very beautifully kind of plated to show the fat of this neck. Everything has been purified to bring it to sushi grade, so even though it's raw, you're not going to get sick from it. And then for garnish, each one has a little bit of coriander leaf. As you kind of bite into it, you kind of get that very decadent, almost salmon-like feel of biting into the dragon turtleneck sushi. There is little bits of like a soy sauce type aspect that you can dip it into, a little bit of wasabi, and you can have a little bit of ginger or galangal to be able to cleanse your palate if you so desire between each bite.
Absolutely delicious and very, very. It captures the essence of the sea so clearly and vividly. Anything to go in accompaniment with this amazing dragon turtleneck sushi?
Not so much with the sushi itself, other than allowing its own flavors to shine through.
Strong, bold choice. All right. This then brings us to our main course.
For the main course, you kind of see as Felix brings out several different bowls and this nice big deep pot, and from it kind of hanging on his hip, he ladles this very deep red color where there's this very beautiful aroma that comes with it, this very lemony type of flavor of the lemongrass, and this very spicy kind of scent. And as you bite into it, this dragon turtle blood soup, it's this very rich flavor, and you don't get a lot of that iron taste that you would expect to come with blood, but you get a lot of that very wonderful pairing that comes with the lemon and the citrusy of that, and then this very like deep spice and the Szechuan peppers that allow you to kind of feel the numbing sensation on your tongue as Szechuan does. Very lovely garlic to pair with it. Everything as fresh as possible to preserve the life force that comes with the freshness.
All right, amazing. These bold flavors independently stand out as well as they do match together. Is there anything to go with this particular dish?
With the with the dragon turtle blood soup, yes, there would be a little bit of kimchi that was made a little bit later in the creation of the main course. It is a very lovely spiced flavor that goes with it. Thankfully, it did not have to be heated, so the skunk pan did not come in contact with it. So you still have this very pungent flavor, but not skunky.
All right, wonderful. Which then leads us to the final dish, our dessert.
And for the final dish, to kind of complete that very acidic kind of flavor that kind of went with everything, you have this very beautiful raindrop cake that's sitting on this plate on top of a banana leaf. And it looks just like a raindrop is, just frozen in time, and it just kind of sits there. Felix goes and takes the two side accoutrements that go with it and pour each one down one half, and kind of takes a spoon and blends two parts of the purees together down the middle to kind of create this metropolitan of different flavors down the middle of this raindrop cake. And as you bite into it, the raindrop cake itself is not with much flavor, it's just sweetened water that's holding its shape somehow. But you get that very wonderful acid that comes from the pineapple, and that very wonderful sweetness that comes from the strawberry gelatinous cube. And as you pair both of them, you get this very wonderful sweetness that you wouldn't expect to come from the pairing of both.
Amazing. And the side, any sides for this or any pairings?
Not so much pairing, again, just allowing the freshness of everything to allow its own flavors to shine through. And everything is as fresh as possible to allow that life force and vitality to shine through and to give you a little boost.
All right. Wonderful. Well, with the last of our dishes now completed, let us return so that we can tally our results. All right. So, with the kitchen now slowly being cleaned up by the various gremlins and the like, heroes, you have done well. You have each performed better than even some of the finest chefs across the multiverse. The meals here are not only delicious, but also beautiful in nature, a feast for both the eyes and the senses alike. And our audience has had the privilege of being able to enjoy this from start to finish. But now, of course, comes the time in all good competitions to tally up our votes and find out who is the true Dragon Kitchen for today. So, Dragon Kitchen chef for the day. Let's see. Here we go. Popularity vote. In chat, the vote should come down, and we will have the Smoking Barrel and the Moonkeep. All right. The vote will go for 5 minutes. There will be no additional voting. You only get one, so choose wisely. Now, Smoking Barrel had an assortment of incredible dishes that were available from their bowl of turtle stew, the tacos, and of course the deep-fried salted caramel ice cream with sea salt and chorizo, with chocolate drizzle I'm getting very hungry. To the very, very soft and tenderly cared for dragon turtleneck sushi from the Moon Keep, along with the blood soup, which had that robust, bold, and strong flavors, mixed with the kimchi, freshly made, which is a very odd thing to have to say about kimchi. And finishing it off with something that appeared more like a sculpture in a museum than an actual dish to be consumed, the raindrop cake that dripped down from a glass pane onto a mixture of this beautifully artistically spiraled mixed fruit pineapple dish, all of which were wonderfully prepared. But of course, as we tally up these scores, I'm going to give my lovely competitors one last chance to say any final words to one another before the results are revealed.
Oh no.
It was well done, and no matter the results, I had a lot of fun.
I agree. It was nice to be able to actually not only compete, but also be able to hang out outside of our children more.
Not only that, it was
Indeed.
nice. It was nice to see your skills at the kitchen.
Mhm.
We generally just see our own environment, so seeing a taste of another is very delightful.
And very different dishes, which is really fun.
Yeah, very different.
I love it. Ooh.
All right. The votes are coming in, and it looks like it's a pretty close race. It's funny too because according to the points that we have gathered up, one vote could make or break the result. So this popularity vote is actually the ultimate decider here.
This is so fun.
So, last chance to get your votes in. But, of course, I will take this time to ask my players, guys, what was your favorite moment from the cooking contest?
Oh, bashing the shell of a dragon turtle.
Fair.
Ooh.
Befriending an air elemental.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
That was pretty fun.
Mhm.
Did you want to name the air elemental? You're more than welcome to.
Zephyr.
Oh, nailed it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep.
Hasty
Oh.
name.
I would have to say just being able to watch the chaos ensue on both sides was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Amazing. All right. Looks like 5 minutes may have been a little bit ambitious, but this is the last call. We have a little bit over 1 minute left on the voting polls. But let's now delve into our actual point breakdown. Because by the time we get through that, we'll have our result. So, let's see. I forgot what my... Nope.
Gotta have the right to music. The right
It's true.
atmosphere.
All right, here we go. This is the one. Now, for those of you who have embarked upon this long and sordid journey, there are many different avenues to look at as to what truly makes a dragon chef. Is it your skill in the kitchen? Is it your artistic flair? Is it your ability to slay a dragon turtle in less than a minute? It is none of these things and all of these things at the same time. What truly decides this is the love of cooking. And that, you both are winners. But we only have one trophy for today. And so we are going to go through exactly how the scoring went in each round, starting with our combat round. During the first round, we awarded 2 points, awarded to prepare as you engage in combat. Innovative ways to benefit and improve the cooking levels within your various meals. For this, out of 2 points, Smoking Barrel received 2 points. The Moonkeep, for their preparation, also received 2 points. The harvesting of not only the resources provided to you, but those surrounding you as well, and making the most of the opportunities afforded to you. Smoking Barrel, you received 2 points, with a potential steal point. The way the steal point works is because you had given up part of your harvest, you may steal a point from one of the Moonkeep's categories. But you have received 2 points on your own. Felix, your harvesting was exemplary. You did lose, however, a great deal of your materials in the jaws of the dragon turtle, but made up for it by capitalizing on the success of your competitors, a thing we here value quite highly, because sometimes ingredients aren't afforded to every chef, and sometimes you need to break into another kitchen, steal that loaf of bread, and do what you can to make it work. And we have given you not only 2, but 3 points, an additional point awarded for the extra little effort that you put in. In the following round, we had our cooking phase. In the cooking round, we tested how well our chefs were able to pit themselves using all of their culinary genius to make their dishes. Smoking Barrel, your cooking test on a score of, out of a score of 2, you received the full 2. Having made use of not only the facilities, but also the rare ingredients that you had put together and the teamwork between you all. Felix, the assistance of your air elemental sous chef was indeed invaluable, and your ability to lead in the kitchen was only made stronger by your abilities as a chef, and you have also received 2 points as well. All right. Next up, the kitchen chaos events. With sabotages and strangenesses occurring during the cooking, it was anyone's game at certain points, whether it was when the kitchen caught fire, when Felix decided to cast a rather surreptitious spell, or sending an opportunistic method. All parties involved embraced each of their encounters to the best of their abilities and found themselves tied once again with 2 points apiece. Which then brings us to the last of the categories in the cooking round. The culinary flair. How dramatic, how performative, how entertaining were you in the kitchen? And well, I for one was drooling at the mouth. You were both, all 3 of you should I say, incredibly entertaining and very, very much in place in our kitchen, with full 2 points to both teams. In our final round, the judging panel. The taste, the smell, the texture, everything was taken into account for your final dishes. Each dish had 3 categories and was awarded 1 point per category. The plating of the meal, how delicious it was, and how creative you were in that meal. For the first meal from the Smoking Barrel, with their delicious and rustic stew, you received a full 3 points. No, my apologies. You received 2 points for the rustic bowl. Unfortunately, your rustic bowl was delicious and was tasty, but as an appetizer was ill-suited as a very heavy meal, which only meant 2 points were awarded for that particular dish.
Makes sense. Understood. Understood.
As far as creativity goes, very beautiful, very creative, and also incredibly tasty. So your 2 points were well earned. Your starter, the sushi that was created from the dragon turtle's neck. Felix, you have received the full 3 points. Not only was it delicious, creative, but the small portion allowed it to be something that could wet one's whistle and allow someone to fully earn the understanding and respect of the flavors of the dragon turtle in its full essence. For this, and not pairing it with anything, we have awarded you the full points. For the second dish, this, of course, being the delicious tacos that were created by Smoking Barrel, you have received the full 3 points for this one, as it is not only incredibly tasty, but the beautiful iridescence that came from using the rolling pin made of the dragon turtle shell really made the audiences captivated with the creativity and beauty of the plating that you have made. For the blood turtle soup, we have awarded 2 points. It is not only delicious and plated in a beautiful and very, very decadent way, the judges felt as though the creativity was not pushed far enough, and while the elemental offered a great deal of assistance in many of your dishes, we felt as though the blood soup perhaps could have used a little more attention. So only 2 points have been awarded for this one. Which bring us to the dessert. For the fried ice cream and churro that was made in the dragon turtle's tallow, 3 points to Smoking Barrel. And lastly, unfortunately for Felix, while the meal was delicious, among one of the most creative dishes presented at Dragon Kitchen and plated in a way that could have gone up in a gallery, it did not contain any element of the dragon turtle, meaning it does not qualify as a submission for the final dessert. Unless there is something you wish to add to that?
What? No.
No, okay.
No, I'm happy with it. This
All
one.
right. So unfortunately, that brings it to a 0 on the points scale. But when all the rewards were tallied up, we found ourselves at an interesting impasse, with 16 points awarded out of 20 to Smoking Barrel. And despite the dessert being removed from the list, another 16 points were awarded to Felix. However, there is one final vote that came in, which is the vote from our audience, which has gone to the Moonkeep, bringing them to a 17 in their points. But it's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen, for there is one last matter to attend to. For the Smoking Barrel does have the right to steal that point. I will allow you 30 seconds on the clock to decide your action.
Okay, now I have to think about this. I have to think because Felix is our friend.
Okay, think faster, please.
Okay, we want to steal a point because he used that gas.
Oh, that's it? Straight up? Okay, go.
We thought about
that's still
it.
thinking. Okay, you're talking about it. You're talking about it.
And you didn't send a method after me at all. No.
You didn't see any method. You saw. Yeah. You no proof.
Always watching.
I'd like to steal the point from this watcher.
All right. However, keeping in mind, there are 2 members of the Smoking Barrel team.
Wait, what does that mean?
This vote
It
is
means-
yours, too.
No.
It means you have to make the call as well. It has to be a unanimous decision.
The weight of the world lies on you now.
Ah, have you met me before? My name is Elowen. I'm gonna give it to Felix.
Son of a...
All right. Well, unfortunately, if the smoking barrel cannot unite on a single front,
Fair.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and
He
girls,
won fair and square.
He didn't.
He did.
children, young and old, allow me to send us to our victors. Go the spoils.
Hey.
I present to you your champion from the Moon Keep, Mr. Felix Faust. Congratulations, you are our dragon chef. Well done. Very well earned, sir. Now, to your adoring fans and your adoring public, share your words.
Thank you so much for this wonderful win, and this should have been tie. And I honestly will give up the 1 point to the smoking barrel to bring them up here with me.
Hey, wait
Because they
wait a
deserve
second.
to come up here with me.
No, he said,
Just
he
the
said it's
same.
okay. He said it's okay. It's fine.
All right, with that, the smoking barrel is also brought to the winner's podium.
Well, thank you.
You ever met wholesome fantasy tavern keepers?
we yeah.
We win together!
We unite.
All right, with our legendary heroes now in suit, you are presented with the golden kitchen knife that represents only a select few people who have earned this title. Thank you to everyone who has joined us today. Thank you to our lovely contestants. We will return you to the worlds from whence you came. We'd like to thank the demigod powerful the demigod powerful level smoking barrel for competing with one hand behind his back. I understand that you made some very, very
You
big
were.
exceptions to
Yes.
allow
I
yourself
held
to
back.
be
You
here
held-
in the mortal realm, and that is greatly appreciated. But of course, like all good things, we must bring this to an end. So, to our competitors, travel safe. To our audience, be well and be kind. To our sponsors, please continue to support us because that's how we do these things. And for those of you who do not know who they are, please go and check out Hero Forge, the wonderful and incredible people who allow us to make this show time and time again as wonderful and spectacular as we can. As you can see, there are a number of incredible artworks that you can create, not only digitally, but also in person, and get them printed. And if you would like your very own Moonkeep and Smoking Barrel miniatures, then hit them up because I will share them the links and you can, get it from them. Ha 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 ha. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this has been Dragon Kitchen. I have been your host, Michael, the Dead Aussie Gamer. Allow me to, of course, say a warm thank you to our competitors, Felix from the Moonkeep, and, of course, Elowen and Porter from Smoking Barrel. Guys, tell the folks at home where they can find you and all the cool things that you do. Let's start with Smoking Barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find us on all social media platforms, including Twitter recently, as of late. We are also starting up long form content on YouTube, so feel free to give us a follow there.
And we are the Smoking Barrel Tavern everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere across the board, we are the Smoking Barrel Tavern. Stay tuned for the future of the Smoking Barrel on Twitch and all podcast streaming platforms, where we will be starting up a new thing in the works. So just stay tuned.
Amazing. And then, of course, our victor, Felix.
Hello there, my friends. I am Felix. I am played by Wyatt Larson. You can find me pretty much everywhere except Twitter, because I don't do Twitter, as the Moonkeep.
Incredible.
I don't like Twitter. So, yes. I don't know what else am I supposed to plug.
I have a face. I do things. You're in a game, aren't you? Do you do a live game?
Yes. So I do a live game actually about 3 hours before I did this. So every Monday I am on Quest Junkies UK, and I play Reese, who is our Snow Leopard, Tabaxi, College of Whispers Bard, and Life Cleric. As well as the Moonkeep itself has released Pride merchandise called the Love Without Bounds collection, and
It's so pretty.
it is very pretty.
It's
I
so
love
pretty.
it. My Pride lanterns are great. I love them. Yeah, I have so much going on over the next couple of months that I don't know what I'm doing, but make sure you tune in to all of my socials because I'll announce them at some point.
Incredible. And I cannot wait to see you guys again next time, hopefully for a Dragon Kitchen, if not in person. But that's it. That's it, everyone. For those of you who are going to be leaving, because it is quite late for some folk, we bid you farewell. For those who are sticking around for the little after show thing, we'll see you in a moment. But for those of you who are watching us in the VODs later on, good afternoon, good evening. Until we meet again, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Bye-bye.
Like that.
All right. So, thank you guys for doing this. We're still streaming. This is just kind of the short little after show. Hey, how you doing? Kind of thing where we're not in character and getting to like relax a little bit. So you guys can breathe, and if you need to like, I don't know, remove like vests and stuff like that, you're welcome to let your hair down, stuff.
Take my ears.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming and joining us. Now, for those of you who haven't seen us together before, we all met at Convergence this year, which was so much fun, and I'm really glad we did because I love Dragon Kitchen. It's one of those like one of my like baby ideas, and I'm like very proud of it. And I gotta say this is like one of my like penultimate games. This is like one that I wanted to do for ages because I've been a fan of the Moonkeep and the Smoking Barrel for so long. But I'm like one of those people who like lurk in the sides, and I'm like,
Yep.
I like watch a lot of people because that's just what I do, And it was really funny because at Convergence, and this isn't like just story time now. So at Convergence, there were people who were invited to like run tables and do stuff with like VIPs and stuff like that, and Porter and Elwyn and myself were brought in for that, and that was all I thought was going to be there for the celebrities. Then joins in like 20, 30 content creators who came in, and it blew my mind. I immediately started going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and I remember when I saw Wyatt walking around the park, I was like, wait. Hey, you're the guy. You're the guy with the face and everything. I was freaking out. I was absolutely freaking out. It was so good. And, it's also cool because when you meet people and they're cool people, that's even better. Like, hey, you're not a dick in real life. Yay!
Yay! You're actually really cool.
So, yes, and it was very cool. And pretty much from that moment, I was like, I want to get you guys on Dragon Kitchen. I want to get you guys here because I love your stuff. You guys have such a great vibe. And today, just so good.
Incredible.
It was just so fun being able to like meet you in person, and we gotta spend a tiny bit longer with you guys.
Yeah.
With you.
It's true.
But it was just fun being able to like actually meet you and several people.
Well,
in real life.
and not just you, but like an Australian in person too, because I'm obsessed
Excited of
with
that.
Australians
It's true.
all around. Anything to do with it. So.
And you got to try some Australian gum too.
Oh, it was so good. Except our daughter
Ate all
took
of it.
most of it.
Yes.
Oh, well, that's
Which I don't blame her because it's really good. So
fair.
Oh, it was so good though.
Gosh. Convergence is like it's held close for me. It's one of my favorite things that's ever happened in my life, and it was really funny when Dag, you came up to me. I was like, hold up, you know who I am?
Wait.
What?
Dude, I have those vibes all the time. Like, you have no idea. Like, it's very weird. I'm weirdly more famous than my own channel because I don't promote it
It's
or
so
anything.
funny.
It's so funny. Like, everyone you talk to, someone will know me. But like no one's
'Cause
seen
you're
my
everywhere.
content. Yeah, it's because I'm everywhere. It's because I do lots of stuff with other people. But no, your stuff I think it pops up because I followed Quincy, and when I followed Quincy, I followed Smoking Barrow. When I followed Smoking Barrow, I followed not How Not to DM, not another NPC, and then it just kept bouncing along this group of people who, obviously when I came up with Dragon Kitchen was like, these are the people that I think would be freaking awesome at this. And, it was really cool. And I managed to get one of your pins, and that is now on like a little shelf that I have for like memories of Convergence.
So cute.
It's very cute.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Beautiful.
It's so cute.
I love it. I made so many of those, so I'm really glad that it made it to you, and you still have it, and it's safe.
Yep. It is now forever a feature in my home. So there you go. But that's us. But what do you guys think about, I guess your experience here on Dragon Kitchen? How did you guys find it all?
I will say the way that you DM such a unique experience and play it out for the players is very, very wonderful and unique. There's a quote that I came up with about DMing, and I live by it, and it's running a campaign is the players tell the story, and it's the DM's job to turn the pages, and you very much so amplify that feeling for this kind of a game, in allowing us to be able to be creative, to be able to express ourselves and tell these kind of stories that we want to as the characters that we are. And so being able to just tell this story with open arms and allowing us to help tell it has been such an amazing experience, especially in this kind of atmosphere. So we love this very much.
Yeah, it was just fun. Like, I love DMs that not necessarily let their players win, but like let their players do things that it's like, okay, sure, yeah, all right, cool.
Rooting
you did the
for
thing.
them,
Kind of rooting for them. It's fun, and like the creative aspect that you've done with this is so very different. That's so good, so different than like most D&D one-shotty type things. It's just such a creative thing to do.
Yeah,
it's so fun. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wholeheartedly believe that. I'm a relatively new DM still, and I share the same philosophy as Porter in this, that it's the players that tell the story. You as a DM are responsible for the bones of the story, and they put on the meat. They're the ones that give life to the story. And your ability to, in Porter's kind of metaphor, you turned the page very well. You kept high tensions. You were able to keep us engaged, even with my wonderful lag that was going on.
At the big
that was a challenge for a little bit.
It was,
yeah. Is he?
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine. Look, one thing you'll learn about me is I'm very casual. Like this is a show that I put on. The audience gets to come along with it, but I'm here for you guys. You guys are my lifeblood. Like you're my players. You're here, and I want your experience to be amazing. And and I know that it is quite late where you are, so I appreciate you so much. And only time will tell. Knows this as well. We love each other, and we've known each other for ages, but we've never talked because I live in Australia. But no, you guys have been like, the thing about turning pages is you need to have people who are interesting, fun, and engaging, and your characters, not only the ones you embody on TikTok and in your various social medias, but just you guys yourselves have a charisma and a breadth of weight to your performances. Every step of the way. It was not difficult at all. Even with the lag, even with all the stuff, anything that you guys threw at me, I threw back, and you guys took it and then went even further with it, and it made for a very enjoyable show. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right, we are now going to fare thee well to our lovely audience. Dag, I'm very casual, except without the apparent thought of checks and rolls, in which I do player generated effects. Yeah, that's true. Look, ultimately, rules are there to give us a scaffold. Go away. That's me telling me that I have to go to work and go do another 2 games. So yeah, that's my life. So we are going to go and raid. We're going to go and say fare thee well to these lovely individual beings, who, once again, in case you don't know who they are, the Moonkeep on all social media platforms except Twitter, because fuck Twitter, and of course Smoking Barrel over on all social medias, including Twitter, as well as Twitch. Both of them.
I don't like Twitter.
Well, there you go. We have literally no one to raid. It has gotten to that time. I could raid some. I mean, I could raid D20 Deathmatch, but they're doing reruns. So we're just gonna say bye. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say bye. So, guys, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because fuck it, it's free. And until we meet again, as always, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.